Solo.
And hello, welcome to solo playthroughs. Let me make sure my mic is on. Indeed, it appears to be. Edgar's Pekka with a quick hello. Hello to you, sir. I am excited to explore the realms of Dart. We are not going to win today. Maybe I'm trying a reverse curse. Maybe I'm being realistic. So what I did was, after thinking about doing this for months. Oh, by the way, my Gmail account wants me to know that someone is live on my YouTube channel. Yep, I'm gonna look into it. All right, so I have a little like randomizer for tyrants, and I'm just gonna go through the tyrants because I've featured them all, at least all the ones we have so far, and we're just gonna keep playing until we beat them. And I don't think I've ever beaten Gendrix, and Gendrix, of course, came up first, which at first I was like, hey, Dart only does 1 damage at a time. Maybe the Hardy skill makes some sense. And then the more I've explored this, the more I'm like, this is impossible. I really like Dart. And I think if you go back to like the no pun included video about Dart, I mean, just God, that video was so bad about Too Many Bones. I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. So I'm going to move on. But Dart's very cool. There's a lot of depth. And I'm looking at the 3 difficulty on solo and like wondering what it would take to make that a 4, because I'm not sure I see the 3. I've experimented with some builds. I'm going to go with a build that's going to try to get me as many bones as possible early. It's also going to leave me very vulnerable. If I die in day 2, we'll just set it back and keep going. I've had some very, very cool battles. You really have to think through her professions. I still do the thing where I'm trying to keep her stat build and her skills. I start on legendary, so I get nothing, and then I still for every XP I spend on, or every training point I spend on stats, I try to spend 1 on skills. That really seems to work for Dart. Now there is a point where it just kind of breaks down, and I think, having seen Dart in a multiplayer game with my friend Tony, like I'm like really digging like her potential, but she is tough solo. She's not. I didn't like Gasket solo. I really do like Dart solo. So I don't think it's a matter of enjoyment. It's just knowing that, hey, this is going to be tough. I mean, I think there's certain tyrants she's probably better suited for. Gendrix is probably not that tyrant, but we're going to try it anyway because, why not? Let's see what happens. Lee, by the way, Lee is my favorite person, and I have a lot of favorite people, so maybe I'm not using the word favorite correctly, but these things, again, Lee sent me a bunch of these. Rocket Magnet UK is a patron of mine and decided that, I'm going to print off some stuff. And these trays for the chips for Cloudspire and now Too Many Bones are just so awesome. They make putting things on the table so much better. Like nothing's falling over. Like it's just super cool. So thank you, Lee. Rockets has never actually played Dart yet for some reason. That and Lab Rats, I will get to them for sure. Brian says Dart really shines multiplayer. We had Dart and Stanza in one session, and it was awesome. Yeah, that's like my favorite 2 gearlocs. I mean, I also love Tantrum. I really like Stanza. And Stanza was another one that I was like, I can't get this to work. And then it clicked. I was like, woo! Like, okay, Stanza has some power. Hello, Brian. Thank you for that little comment. All right, let's get going here. We're going to shuffle up all of these 1 chippers. They're very, very shuffled. I mean, I just played a bunch of games, so I'm not going to go crazy here. I mean, I do a full wash when I put these things out, like blah, blah, blah. If people who don't know, a wash is like in the casino when they like spread all the cards. I do that with the chips. So we're going to put all the 1ers here in a beautiful little display. We're going to take all the 5ers. So So again, what kind of baddies do we have against Gendrix? We have our Scales baddies. We have our Bog type baddies. We have, so if Sagitt shows up, we might have a Manticore for him. We have our Trolls, and we have our Orcs. So super, super exciting. We're going to get the 20s, even though you probably won't see any of them. So I'm not going to spend... Oh, no! I don't know what those two were, genuinely. I'm going to put these here. So just as I said, nothing gets knocked over. Well, I mean, of course, there's still the room for user error. So, Gendrix, let's do story time with Greg. Gendrix ready to torch his own kind if it gives him an edge in battle. Gendrix is well known throughout the region as a ruthless and dangerous leader. His lair is said to contain mysterious pillars controlled by his staff, but no creature has lived long enough to confirm this legend. Dun dun dun! It is a 10-day adventure. We will get 7 regular solo encounters because I'm playing true solo today. And then we will have his 2 special encounters, and then the special day 1, day 2, and day 3. We are including baddies from Splice and Dice. We're including Age of Tyranny expansion encounters. We are doing the 40 Days of Daelore. We have some of those encounters in here. I do keep all the baddies and the loot. And the loot separate from Undertow. That it just makes those 2 experiences just a little bit better for me. The only baddies that I play when I'm playing both Undertow and the base game are the baddies from Splice and Dice. I kind of like how that works. I'm going to shuffle up the loot deck. So I have some extra special loot. Again, the Trove loot deck, which honestly I get more and more convinced I could just leave the Trove loot deck in the box, because I rarely will chase Trove loot. I don't really find it worth the effort. I mean, I actually kind of like the lockpicking, having recently tested out the lockpicking, the new and improved lockpicking for the Elder Scrolls game that just hit GameFound yesterday. I actually prefer the original lockpicking. I just think it has a little bit more flavor that I like. So, I mean, not that I tasted it. I just I didn't eat the cards, people. I did not, or the dice for that matter. But just I like just the feel of it, and the fact that it's unique, and you're kind of opening up a mechanism. I think some of that just kind of works a little bit better for my taste. All right. I'm getting 7 of these encounters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That goes over there. Nope, that's 8. That's 8. We were so close to counting the 7 correctly. A lot of them look shiny and new, so hopefully we'll have a lot of new encounters. I feel like I ended up with a lot of the original encounters last time when I played with Gasket. I'm going to put the 2 encounters from our boy Gendrix, and then we have this day 1, this day 2, and day 3. I have 8 day 1s, so I'm going to roll a die here. I got a 3. I'm sorry, day 3s. This is day 3. I'm going backwards because I'm stacking them the highest number first. I mean, I'm sure all that made sense. I almost had another catastrophe over here. Brian says, oh, Gendrix is my least favorite tyrant. I saved him for last in my Age of Tyranny campaign. Yeah, he's rough, man. He's rough. I did beat him back in the day with, not on the channel. I think I got smushed on the channel, but I know I've beaten him with a Tantrum, which was no easy feat. I do like his flavor. I just like that he's tough, but he feels fair. I mean, I'm going to contrast him with the Goblin Queen. Goblin Queen is by far my least favorite tyrant. I hate that tyrant encounter. I think it's really poorly balanced and just really not play tested enough. I think that die is garbage. So I'm a huge. I really hope they fix the Goblin Queen in the new content that comes out with Unbreakable, because I just think she's so not fun that I just don't like playing her at all. Gendrix at least gives you an interesting puzzle. He's just really hard. And not just because he's hardy, he's just really, really hard in a way that I just don't think. I think it's fair. I think it's a nice challenge, and I enjoy playing against him. All right, I'm rolling this D10 because I do have 9 day 1 encounters. I got number 2, and that is fine. We are going to be really wanting progress points. as many as we can get. That is absolutely the name of the game, because we need to get our stats up, we need to get our skills out, and we're going to need to hope to get very, very lucky. I did get Raider armor in my last game off camera, which gave me my best chance to actually have a really good run. We're going to need something like that to really give us a chance here. Now, what is happening? Our stat dice are a little different. They are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's it. So we are going to be capped out at 3. The one thing I do question about Dart is I don't understand why they felt the need to start her at 2 health. I understand that you can be on top of your pig, but honestly, your pig might only have 1 health himself. I think that getting one of the reasons I really hyper focus on anything that's going to give me bones is I really want to get to my innate +1. What is my innate +1? Well, your innate starts with the fact that you're going to be able to roll your health die for your pig. Your pig will have 1, 2, or 3 health, and if you're me, it will have 1 health, 1 health, 1 health, 1 health, 1 health, because that's how I freaking roll. This die, I swear, only 1/3 of the time it's supposed to be a 1, but I somehow roll it 90% of the time on a 1. It's the most insane thing. So when you have your innate +1, you get, every time you're supposed to roll the die that indicates how much health Boar'd has, you get to set it to what you want, and that's a huge advantage. So I'm a big fan of getting the innate +1, and there's other reasons why you want bones. One of the big ones being that you want to get your consumable as much as possible, and we'll explain that as we go. Dart has 4 professions. She has the blah. What does that say? God, I can't read. The bioweapon profession. The bioweapon profession is a little bit different than the other 3 professions. Her other 3 professions are all about agents. What are an agent? No, it is not James Bond. They are basically darts that you are sticking in people that are not only doing damage to them, but the dart gets stuck in them, so you actually lose the attack die to thematically represent that, which I really think is very cool. You're also infecting them. You could also infect one of your allies in a cooperative game and like heal them and stuff like that, but for the most part you are infecting one of your opponents, and you can do various things to them. You can give them, a tetanus shot that they're taking 1 true damage. You're giving them tetanus, not a vaccine. You're actually giving them tetanus, so they take 1 true damage at the beginning of every one of their turn, as long as that die is on them. You can give them lockjaw, where you're disabling all of their skills. I mean, there's a lot of cool things that are happening with your skills. So you have the pharmacist. The pharmacist is, you can make a baddie that has careless, make sure he rolls a bone, which is super cool. You have stimulate, where you can make sure an agent stays on the baddie longer than it would be. So this is a cool profession. Over here is a toxicologist. Again, different ways of doing damage that we'll kind of talk about as we go. And then we have the pathologist profession. I tend to start with the pathologist profession, and then as I get pathologist and over here with the bioweapons, and as I get a little bit more dex, as I get another attack die, then I'll start exploring the other 2 professions. And when you can get this filled out with a lot of skills, it does give you a lot of options, which can be really cool. All right, Rocket Madness says, I normally spend large stacks over 2 chip slots. Making them really tall makes them a bit weak. Yeah, Gandrix is a harsh lesson when you're first playing too many bones, as attack and deck stumping doesn't work. He's got Hardy, if I recall correctly. He does. Mike Owens, good morning. Well, for me on the West Coast, I suppose afternoon for you. Definitely afternoon for me. And, well, we definitely can't win now because Mike is in the house. It's okay, Mike. I already don't expect to win, so your presence here is more than welcome on this fine, beautiful Wednesday. All right, let's make this happen. I think we're all set. I have shuffled everything. Remember, I just rolled a die for my encounter cards because I think shuffling small decks of cards just never feels like I get a good shuffle. So I'm ready to do our day 1 encounter, special encounter, Quiet in the Library from the Age of Tyranny expansion. Standing before the Gearloc Council is beyond intimidating. Typically, it holds court in the Grand Hall. But this mission is much more hush-hush. Council members insisted this discussion needed to happen in the privacy of the council library. As Elder Member Nobulus Grint begins to talk, several books on gearloc biology and biological experimentation can be seen lying open on the table. Nobulus notices the tomes' conspicuousness and quickly closes them, but not before others catch a peek at some fascinating texts. We have two options. One, the text reads to extend one's vitality, consider artificial means of improving one's bio vessel. Each gearloc may place 3 buff HP in their prep area. So buff HP, so after you lose the fence, if you were actually going to lose health, you can take it from your buff HP. Then next is the text reads, many creatures have skin that have toughened over time. Learning where and when to strike can limit the effectiveness of this natural defense. Persistent, reduced value of all thick skin skills by 1 for this adventure. This is not even loot. I am 100% taking that because we have a bunch of trolls and they're super annoying, and that thick skin can be a problem with Dart when she can only roll 1 attack die per person she attacks. And so basically she's attacking 2 different people, but she can only roll 1 attack die each because she's like bing throwing darts at them. All right, so I'm really gonna keep the bottom one. I don't really need the buff HP. I'd rather a more persistent effect. I mean, essentially it's like +1 to my attack rolls for any time I don't bones. For the rest of the adventure, I think that's going to be really strong. I'm not going to get a loot. Again, I'm not that worried about it, but I'm going to get 1 progress point. So we need 8 in order to be able to face off against this beautiful dragon up here. And I get 1 training point. That 1 training point I am going to spend on a defense die. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. I'm just tempted to get Deliriant because it's always a bones. But I think I'm going to want to make sure I survive this sucker. So I'm going to roll 1 defense die. Booyah. Great. I have trained up in defense. So I built up a stat first. The next training point I spend will definitely be on a skill, and hopefully we can get up to 6 bones in this encounter. Anyway, so that is the end of day 1. We go on to day 2. I will scout before we do that. Again, this is one of our recovery options. I rolled a 6. I'm going to look at the 1 point baddie because I'm very curious what I'm facing next turn. Somebody thinks he'd be crushing. Oh, it's a troll romper. Guess what he has, kids? He has thick skin. That's right. I'm a genius. Let's move on. So we're going to go to day 2. Honor thy griffin. A dart protrudes from its neck, indicating it has been struck with some sort of sleeping toxin. Otherwise, seeing an honor griffin in such a defenseless position would surely be the setup for a trap. Not that it couldn't be a trap anyway. There's plenty of reason for anything harboring ill intent to camp outside the gates of Obendar in hopes of a quick bit of thievery. All the same, there is an opportunity to get a free couple of strikes in on this griffin before it fights back, or perhaps attempt to hop on and go for a ride to rain down destruction from above. Boop, boop, boop. I'm chasing training points. This might not go well. We'll just restart if it's the case. So take out the griffin before it comes to. So we need to find the honor griffin. The honor griffin is a beast type baddie, so that is not in play. Here we go. So the honor griffin, so baddie points is 2. And then we have the honor griffin. The honor griffin is going to be on the starting position in lane 1. So we're going to give it this. It has an any die of a 5. One of the things about Dart is her any die can be especially brutal true solo. It's a 2-2, what is it, 2-2, 4-4-5-5. Yeah, those 2s are really gross. And again, I think one of the biggest nerfs they could do for true solo that I think just should be a rule. And again, I could house rule it. I just don't like house ruling. Like, don't make me be a designer. Is I really feel like all 2s should be treated as 3s, like in a true solo game. Or like the lowest number is always +1. Like, there's just things that just really weren't thought out in the design as far as I'm concerned. And you kind of see them kind of tweaking things and making it better and better with Undertow, and I'm assuming Unbreakable is going to be more of the same. But it's, some things, I mean, and they seem like hesitant to do like an official errata too, a la like what Eric Royce did for Spirit Island. But, I digress. These are the rules that we are stuck with. So the Honor Griffin normally would have 8 health. Now he only has 3, and he will be stunned for the first 2 rounds of battle. So we're going to put the stun die on him to indicate that. Now in lane two, in this corner, we have a Troll Romper. Troll Romper comes in with 3 health. He's going to be chilling over here. Look at that. And then in lane 3, what do we have? It's a Troll Romper. I'm very glad I took what I took. Oh, okay. We are going to roll for, and the Troll Romper in lane 3 has a 2. The Troll Romper in lane 2 has a 2. I'm going to roll my any die and hope for a 5. I'm also going to roll, because of my innate, I'm rolling the health die for Boar'd. Boar'd comes in with 2 health, and I rolled a 2. But honestly, unless I rolled a 5, it wouldn't have really mattered. But Boar'd comes in with a whopping 2 health. Now, I can choose to, at least I'm going first. I can have Boar'd underneath me, which I think makes some sense because I might need him. Now, if Boar'd goes underneath me, he starts where I start in a ranged position, or I could have Boar'd start in any gearloc melee position. Boar'd can move 2 during the movement phase of my turn. It doesn't cost me dex. I just get to have a free ride with Boar'd. When I'm on top of Boar'd cannot be targeted. So any effects of an attack like weaken or poison or any of that does come through, and I will have to suffer the damages. However, I can choose to allocate all the damage to Boar'd. And if Boar'd dies, any leftover damage doesn't inherently go to me. Alternatively, I can have Boar'd separate from me, and then Boar'd can be targeted as if he was a gearloc, and that's super awesome because remember, he's half mech, so he is immune to poison, he's immune to weaken, he's immune to fatigue, he's immune to like all the crap that bleed, he's immune to all the crap that mechs are immune to. So I think if I just start there, that will give me the most options, and it will indeed make some sense. So the chat is going nuts. Got this game last week. I've been enjoying it. I've only tabled Nugget so far, though, trying to get comfortable with them before diving into a second gearloc. Yeah, you started with Nugget. That's that is a decision. It's great, man. I do recommend people start with the base game. Gearlocs, they're just a little bit more straightforward, but hey, man, if you're having fun with Nugget, man, knock yourself out. It's a bit less swingy, multi-handed. Yes, that's a really good statement by Lee. I think I'm gonna move on to multi-handed after I know Nugget and just learn another character that way. I've definitely felt the swinginess a couple of times so far. Yeah, and the biggest, I think one of the biggest things that affects the swing, to kind of tie it into what I was just talking about, is definitely how well are you rolling on your any dice. Rocket Magnet, yep, if you've not been stopped in round 1 of a combat, you're playing it wrong. Mike Owens, oh, I guess not the round 1 of combat last night, don't worry. I've not been able to make it to the tyrant a couple of times already, for sure. LO says hi, and I definitely wish you said hello, LO, because that would have been amazing. But I will absolutely accept the hi. Marty, what's up, sir? I did the same things talking to Mike Owens. I don't enjoy True Solo. I kept playing with Pickett multiple times, and I started learning the other gearlocs two-handed with Pickett and another gearloc. I have come around to really prefer this game two-handed, and I think my games with Gasket have proven that, and just other things. But like I like introducing a new gearloc on the channel. True Solo for sure. There are solo encounters, and I do like exploring them just to see what they're all about. But ultimately, this is a better game two-handed. And I mean, I'm not always the one to say that, right? I'm the guy who thinks I love Arkham Horror, LCG, True Solo, or multiplayer. I don't actually prefer. I really don't like playing that two-handed by myself. Spirit Island, I love True Solo and multi-handed. I kind of do a mix of both on the channel. Once all the gearlocks are featured once, this is almost going to be undoubtedly a two-handed kind of thing on the channel. It's just a better game. The tyrant battles are more interesting. I mean, the tyrant battles are very nerfed for True Solo in a way I think is super weird. This one's still going to be really hard because it's Gendrix, but like, yeah, I think there's some strange choices they made as they were thinking through the True Solo thing. But I digress. Cool chat. I appreciate all of it. All right, let's make this happen. So I rolled the die for a Boar'd, and now that die is just to go into my locked area. The first round of the game. I do wish I rolled a 5 because it would have made things a little bit easier in the future, but I think we'll be... Oh, they're going to get flight, aren't they? Woof. I'm going to need to roll real lucky, kids. I'm gonna need to get lucky. Woof. Oh, I could go dangerous darts mode. I could. If I roll some. All right, I think I have some possibilities here. So this is the encounter that we're doing. I'll just leave that. Nope, this is not. Yes, this is the encounter with the persistent effect. I'm going to leave that up there so I don't forget that. Not that I would. And I'm going to put this here. That's the encounter we're doing, and we're doing option 1. I'll just put the little bead on top of that. All right. Normally, when the honor griffin comes in, you would add 5-point baddies as well. You're told to ignore that specifically, and hopefully we can kill it before it comes to. But again, I think there's some ways that we can try to work that out. So the honor griffin's turn comes and goes. Again, they are stunned for the first 2 rounds. My turn. So I need to figure out how I'm going to choose my dice. I have 2 attack dice and I have 2 defense dice. And Boar'd, by the way, is going to move me. I'll move Boar'd. Maybe I should ignore. I can have him not attack me. I'm a ranged baddie, a ranged gearloc. Yeah, let me actually start over here. And now I'll just stay there for a turn. I'll figure out where I want to go from here. Although, yeah, that shouldn't matter. I might be able to create some. Oh, but if I rampage, I actually am gonna want to be there. 1, 2. I can displace things when I rampage. I will start there. I think that makes the most sense, and then we'll figure it out. All right, so I have 4 dice. I'm going to get 2 attack dice and 2 defense dice. If I was using agents, I would have to exhaust the attack die. If I used it, I'm not using any agents this turn, and now I have to figure out where I'm going. So you do 1 attack on the honor griffin, and I'm gonna do 1 attack on this dude, and I can roll the defense dice anytime I want. All right, so I'm gonna roll this 1 die and these 2 defense dice against the honor griffin. Oh, clean living, kids. 2 damage to this honor griffin. It's down to 1. Where it looks like we'll be able to take them out pretty easily. After all, we have until I roll a bones next turn, and then I cry. I am going to put this bones in here. That's fantastic. And this 1 shield is going to go there. I now have 1 more attack die. I cannot attack the same baddie twice unless I'm adjacent to a baddie with taunt, and then I have to attack it multiple times. And that's a whole other thing. Lots of rules quagmires. I've been spending a lot of time on BGG forums the last day and a half, guys. Not really thrilled about that, but it is what it is. And now I'm going to attack this troll romper. I do 1 damage, thick skin 1, but we've canceled that thick skin 1, and that's super nice. That dude is down to 2. All right, we're gonna do the rest of the baddie's turns. This baddie's gonna move 2. He's coming 1, and I could go either way with him. I'll go here. Why the heck not? And he is going to attack me with a die. He does 1 damage. I have 1 shield. The shield will just go away. This baddie is going to move in here. He moves 2. We'll have him always move to the center. This is something I've started to do. He doesn't have an attack die. He doesn't have a defense die, so he doesn't roll anything. That's the end of round 1. We go to round 2. The honor griffin's turn comes and goes. He's waking up. He's no longer stunned. That's a problem. Hopefully we can make it work. I'm going to have a free ride on Boar'd for 2 movement, and I'm doing that in case I have to rampage the honor griffin. I want to be in place to do that, and we will talk about that in a second. I'm now going to have my same 4 dice, because remember that when I rode on Boar'd, I did not have to use any decks. Now, I can move off of Boar'd using decks, but I don't want to. I want to stay on top of Boar'd for right now. All right, I'm going to roll, again, 2 defense dice and an attack die. I'm going to roll that against the honor griffin, and then roll this 1 attack die against this troll romper. Don't bones! All right, well, I got 1 shield. I killed the honor griffin. Bye-bye. You go out of the game because you are not part of these stacks normally. This will come up here with this die. That's a health chip. And this bones will go here. I have 1 more attack die, which I'm going to use against this dude. I did 2 damage. Thick skin 1. Oh, thick skin's not a thing, kids. So he is gone. So we're in a really good spot. I rolled 2 double attacks. I ignored thick skin. Clean living. Mike, maybe the curse is lifted. All right. Well, now I haven't used my backup plan yet. What is my backup plan? Well, good question. I could spend 1 bones to heal Dart for 1. I'm still at full health. I have 2 health. I start at 2. It is what it is. I could go to the danger zone. So once around, I could become Dangerous Dart. I mean, we all know how much I love Dangerous Darts in this game. No, Dangerous Darts is awful. Dangerous Dart, super cool. We'll talk about that later. I could do Biding Time. I could just add a bones to Dart's backup plan. And that does not mean I have to spend bones, because that'd be silly to spend 2 bones to get 1, right? So I just add a bones. Biding Time is super, super awesome. Quick and painless. I can roll an agent from Dart's skill area and apply to any unit. No dex or attack required, which is super cool. 4 bones is nothing. 5 bones is a fortunate discovery, and 6 bones is upgrade to an 8+1. I am 100% going to chase that. It is only round 2. Why wouldn't I? So for my one time a turn backup plan, I'm going to add a bones. Booyah. All right, the troll is going to attack. It's attacking me with 1 die. If it rolls a bones, it's going to do 1 damage to itself. It does not. I just take out my defense. We go to round 3. Again, my primary goal right now is to get to an 8+1. I'm not trying to kill this dude, but I'm going to roll. I can only attack him with 1 die. I have no other target, so it's attacking him with 1 die. It is what it is, and I'm going to roll these 2 defense dice. Again, I'm hoping for lots of bones. Oh, ask and you shall receive. Cool, so I need 1 bones on my next turn, and then I will have an 8+1. Now note, I can't add a bones and then do the upgrade, because both of those are using your backup plan. So I really need to roll a bones next turn to be able to pull this off. I will take 1 health off the Troll Romper, because he still has 2 health remaining, and I think that's better. The Troll Romper is going to attack me. It does 1 damage. I could take it from myself, or I could take it from Boar'd. I will take it from Boar'd. We go to round 4. Can I keep rolling bones, please? So 1 attack die, 2 defense dice against the Troll Romper. I need 1 bones. There we go. That's awesome. So we are going to put this shield in place. I did no damage to him. Not upset. I'm going to take these 6 bones out. This comes in here, and now I have an 8+1, so for the rest of the game, Boar'd is always going to come in with 3 health, and that is huge. I'm a big fan of that. The Troll Romper is going to attack me with 1 die. It does 1 damage. I will lose the shield. We go to round 5. Dart is going to roll an attack die and 2 defense. I wouldn't mind getting to a fortunate discovery. Not gonna lie. So we'll see. Booyah. Whoa, 2 more bones. Okay, now it's a lot of bones. I won't say too many. 1 damage. Thick Skin does not apply. Wait, did he bones on his turn? No, I had a shield. Great. 1 damage to him. Maybe I don't, because if he bones on his turn, if he boneses, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to apply the damage, because I want to try to get to an 8+1. I'm going to use my backup plan, which allows me to get Biding Time. 1 more bones. That's that. He's attacking me. He does 1 damage. Bye-bye, Boar'd. You're the best mech pig a person can ask for. Yes, and I know someone's like, boars and pigs are different, Greg. And I'm going to be like, yes, I know. All right, everyone takes 1 true damage because of fatigue. I'm going to hope to get this Fortunate Discovery and do 1 damage, so I'm getting a little greedy, but I think we're okay. So attacking, give me a bones! Excellent! So I'm going to add the bones. I'm going to use my backup plan, which gives me my Fortunate Discovery. This is my Bandolier. I immediately roll it. That's a 1. That's a crappy roll. I slot it in there. I do 1 shield, and I did 1 damage, so I killed the Troll Romper. What a fantastic start to this adventure. Other than rolling a 1 on the Bandolier is a 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, 1, 1, 4 2s, and 1 3. So that was the worst of the rolls. How does the Bandolier work? Well, normally I'm limited to 1 attack die per enemy. I can at any time exhaust the Bandolier to add the requisite number of dies as an attack to 1 enemy, but I have to choose before I roll, just like a normal attack die as I'm allocating my dice. So we come off the mat. We are going to heal. Yeah, I used the backup plan to get the Fortune Discovery, so I will not scout, which is fine. This Troll Romper is super dead. And now we go to the next day of our journey. Well, now we go to the rest and recovery. Let me check the chat. Do. Oh my gosh. Right, I like both true solo and two-handed because you get many more encounters, but the challenge is two-handed. Mike Owens, I consider starting as base gearloc, but Nuggets melee range flex call to me. That's awesome. Nugget is excellent true solo. Mike, it's cool you started with base game and extra gearlocs. Madi says rolling 2 on 1 anytime, still going first. It's insane. Clean living. Mike Owens, Nugget is the only expansion gearloc I've got so far. More will definitely come once I've explored the base ones. FDSFGS7125 says Dart. I'm going to go with Fidges, and we'll go from there. Mike Owens, planning on exploring a base gearloc this week. Pick it maybe. Open to suggestions with two-handed play. Brian Skolek said I would suggest next first true solo is Gilly. I have never played Gilly. Gilly's going to be the last gearloc I feature because I get the sense that I'm not going to like him because he's going to be too strong. But that's just me. Fidges says, I love Dart so much. She's so great to play. So much fun. Absolutely. Lee, Picket and Patches are the easiest to learn in my opinion, my experience. Yes. Fidges says, Mike Owens Patches as one. Definitely. Brian Skolek. Those are my first two gearlocs. Saying to Lee, Mike Owens. As someone who's never enjoyed playing a healer in video games, Patches is actually the least appealing gearloc for me. Patches is cool though. I do prefer Patches true solo for some reason. But he's very cool. Like it's a different kind of healing with this game, and there's the puzzle's still really, really unique. And he's got some very strong abilities, man. I actually kind of like his toxicology stuff a lot. Patches Fidges says Patches is less of a healer and more of a healer tank support combo. Yeah, I agree with that. He's pretty tanky and has some great buffs for allies and debuffs for enemies. Mike Owens, good to know. I may give him a whirl this week then. Gotta get to them all eventually. Fidges says I honestly love pairing Patches with Stanza. Interesting. I love Stanza. She's so cool. Brian says Patches can do damage with his sawbones and his poison kits. Yeah, absolutely. Fidget says she has the dex to always make good use of Patches' attack buff, in my opinion. And Rocket says Patches can really dish out some damage and is versatile, in my opinion. Yeah, everyone seems to be loving Patches a whole lot. Brian says also Patches built for fatigue rounds. Oh, yeah. Definitely some Fidges. Mike Owens, the more you know. I just assumed he was the mostly healer, and we know what they say about assuming. Whoops by me. Fidget says, fair enough. I love how all of the gearlocs have so much depth to them and so many different ways to build them. Mike Owens, this is why I engage with internet people who know more about the game than me. And Fidget says, P.S. for those who haven't seen it yet, the gameplay of Elder Scrolls games seems to be really iterating a lot on Too Many Bones system in a lot of cool and interesting ways. Yeah. it's a lot of Too Many Bones. Like a lot. Brian says, Mike Owens, check out the YouTube. So many good strategic players of Too Many Bones. Yeah, it is I mean, I know Paul Grogan has some good playthroughs. Rob's Gaming Table. I think Adam Smith did a couple a long time ago. I don't know if he's been back, but yeah, a lot of good Too Many Bones content for sure. Brian says the Fidgets, that's what I hear. Looking forward to seeing a play of it. Mike Owens, I watched a lot of the Elder Scrolls footage from yesterday, and I'm super stoked for that. Went gameplay all in yesterday morning. Fidget says, sorry we got into a tangent about Patches. And Brian says, the way you roll, Greg, Gilly will not be that powerful. Awesome. Again, I'm convinced 2023 is the year that the curse is lifted, man. I'm telling you. I'm good things are happening. Woo! All right, that was a lot. Cool. I appreciate it. Let's move on. We have to still get our rewards, so we're going to get one loot. My loot is at the start of a new day. Draw an additional encounter card, choose one, and place the other at the bottom of the deck. Deepwood flora grows quickly. Navigating by sight, intuition alone is ill-advised. The Adventurer's Guide to Deepwood. We are getting 2 training points. I'm going to spend 1 on stats and 1 on skills. I love bones. Deliriant. We're going to get that for sure. And I think I probably should add 1 to health because, 2 health does not a gearloc make. Woof. We'll do that. So I didn't get any of my agents yet, but we will get there soon. Have no fear. Yeah, I probably take the tattered map. I really hate the tyrant encounters for Dart, so I'm going to try to avoid those at all costs if I can. They're very, very rough. I mean, rough. Um, Madi says, I find Patches overpowered for Nom, otherwise I find it a really cool puzzle to play with. Fidget says Patches really does trivialize Nom, can confirm. Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty sick. Alright, I got one more progress point, so we are up to 2, and we are going in to day 3, people. Who's excited? I'm excited. Well, I won't use a tattered map on day 3. We'll use a tattered map on day 4. That would make some more sense. So this I'll just leave here, and we'll start a little bit of a discard pile. So our day 3 encounter, bridging the Sabran. Sabran Crossing is a bridge of numerous conflicts. It's not uncommon for the trade thoroughfare to be out for weeks at a time. There are often attacks during reconstruction. Adolescent orcs and trolls love burning nearly completed bridges for sport. Novice kobolds and bog creatures love using workers as target practice. Needless to say, the bridge is out, but there seem to be plenty of enemy minions just standing about, and a bridge is the quickest way across. Do baddies float? Let's find out! The battle queue is an endless stream of 1 point baddies. This could be rough for me, kids. Not gonna lie, only the number of baddies equal to party size are allowed on the battle mat at one time. When baddies are defeated during this battle, they are flipped face down in the position where they were defeated. Other units can still occupy this position. On their turn, gearlocs may spend 1 dex to move a single adjacent defeated baddie to an available position also adjacent to the gearloc. Success is achieved as soon as all 4 positions in a single lane of the battle mat are filled with defeated baddies. So, let's make this happen. So we're going to pull the top 1 point baddie off the top of this thing. Top off the top. Yeah, it's a little redundant. And what do we get? It's a clay golem. Well, that's interesting. And really bad. Woof. He's down into. We're gonna have to break our dice. We have a way to get him back with Stampede. I do wish my Bandolier. I that should have gone on my lock slot. I just messed that up, and this should come out at the end of the battle. I do wish my Bandolier was not just a 1, considering we have the Clay Golem. Okay, I believe you. So he's coming into the 2, so we'll definitely be ahead of him. So we'll always have initiative, but getting to kill him as soon as we need to kill 4 baddies. Remember, I'm only rolling 1 die at a time, so not great. Although the Bandolier will give me an extra die. I'm probably going to try to get the Bandolier back multiple times this turn. We'll see if I can make that work. I'm going to roll my any die, although it doesn't matter. I rolled a 5. Of course, I would waste a 5 on that, and then I go first. Boar'd is going to get 3 health, because I can set that to whatever I want instead of rolling it, because I have my innate +1. And I will put, it doesn't matter, I'll just start here with Boar'd under me, because, we'll just have Boar'd absorb some hits. This should have come out at the end of the last battle. Let's see the chat. What are your favorite first choices for dart skills? I'm a big fan of Tetanus, and then probably Lockjaw. Although move a wound is pretty cool. Yeah, and I didn't mispronounce that. It literally says move a wound. Mike Owens, Nom crushed me the first time I played him. I didn't even make it to him on my second attempt. I do think Nom might be the only tyrant that I really don't like more than True Solo. I find it a very not great experience. I mean, if you're all experienced players, it's fine. I think as a first experience for the game, getting to the tyrant and then like, oh, now we have to watch each other play solo, I think is a really bad design choice. And again, I have a lot of opinions about this game. I love it, but woof, some of the things they do really drive me bananas. So not a big fan of that. Must get back to work. Good luck, Greg. See you all later. Thank you, Brian. Fidget says not as tricky as you really need to build each gearloc to be able to be self-sustaining. Plus, you don't get that much time to level up all that much. Yeah, you get no time at all. It's crazy. I also have no idea how I'd even begin to tackle Gendrick solo. I still fear him even in 3 or 4 player games. Mike Owens, yeah, that whole lack of time thing is what I find to be the hardest. I also got his tyrant encounter with back-to-back cards. Woof. Fedja says, oof. Body says to Mike Owens, yes, Nam is not great for your first game. You can't afford to lose more than 1 progress point. And Mike Owens says, yep, found it out the hard way. I think he'll be the last one I come back to. Yeah, he's not my fave. And I do hope, again, the Unbreakable content is kind of giving us new iterations of a lot of all the tyrants. And I hope they really kind of fix him in that tyrant battle, because it's not very good. All right. I digress. Let's make this happen. So I'm first. I am going to exhaust my Bandolier because, why not? And I'm going to roll 1 attack die. So the Bandolier just gives me an extra die that doesn't cost dex. I have one attack die that I can roll against the golem. The other one's going to be wasted. I have decks of 4, though. This doesn't count because it came from the Bandolier. And then I'm going to use Deliriant and my 2 shields, or defense dice. So I'm rolling 5 dice. My deck says 4. Again, the extra die comes from the Bandolier. Come on, Golem. Oh, that is a really bad roll. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty garbage. Not gonna lie. So we're gonna do this, this, this. I do 1 damage. I don't know how that works. I assume because the Bandolier is like a separate thing. So like, can I have like, oh, that was my actual die and this was the Bandolier die? Like either way, with Dart, it doesn't matter. But the whole idea of breaking is really badly explained when it comes to extra dice, like Bandolier, throwing axe. There's another thing. There's another thing that allows you to roll extra dice. Oh, there's like the blunderbuss, which is like you have like a gun, you can roll 2 attack dice. How does break work with that? So unclear. I spent more time on BGG yesterday than I wanted to, but I digress. So that die is exhausted. So I have 1 attack die left, and I only did 1 damage to the golem, and that was not great. So let's see what happens now. The golem is going to go. He's going to attack my my little friend here for 1 attack die. He does 1 damage to Boar'd. That's fine. Boar'd ain't scared. We go to round 2. Really not good. Yeah, that Bandolier. Oh, by the way, I never did a backup plan. I'm going to have to get my Bandolier back. So I'm going to actually do the biding time and get myself another bones. Now we're going to go again. I really want to get the Fortune of Discovery, so I'm going to do my last attack die. Remember, break exhausted the first one, and then I'm going to roll these 2 defense dice, and we're attacking the golem again. Whoa, 6 bones. That's sick. I do 1 damage, and I also break this attack die. I'm going to get my fortunate discovery. I was considering rampaging, but I don't think that makes the most sense. And then we get the Bandolier die back. I roll it. I rolled a 3. That's a much better roll. Now the question is, can I use... I have to add, so I actually have to already be attacking, which is gross. Man, we're going to have this clay golem out for a minute. That's not good. Taking way too much time for this. This is exhausted, and I have 2 exhausted dice over here. Alrighty then. Actually, how about I don't apply that die so I don't break it? Because you can do this in any order. So I did my Fortunate Discovery, and when you do the Fortunate Discovery, you get the Bandolier. Those 3 attack dice are very nice. So I'm actually not going to do the damage to him. And because I didn't take health away from him, this die doesn't break, so my attack stat is still indeed 1. I think that makes the most sense for my situation, and you'll see why on my next turn. The golem is going to attack Boar'd. The golem boneses. Wish he had Careless. He does not. We go to round 3. All right. On my turn, I'm going to exhaust the Bandolier to get 3 attacks. I still have 1 attack die left, so I'm rolling 4 attack dice. Again, these 3 don't count against my decks, and I have those 2 defense. Bandolier is once again exhausted. 5 dice. Please kill the golem. Excellent. All right. So this comes here, gives me a 2nd bones. I do have to break a die against the golem. I did enough damage to kill him, though. This goes away, and I have 1 shield. The problem is I don't have any attack dice left, which is super awesome, except not awesome. So I think I need to go ahead and get my die, at least 1 die back. Oh, man, if I get another thing with break, it is just absolutely game over here. This is going to be a 1. Oh, I should have taken a stat here for health. I took the chip. I forgot to take the die. I mean, I literally didn't even look at to see what this encounter was. Taking Deliriant instead of Tetanus is going to be a problem. But again, I'm short on attack dice again. I think I'm just not going to be able to attack next turn, but that's fine. Let's see what this baddie is, and then we can kind of plan accordingly. All right. So I was thinking about, do I want to rampage? I don't. My backup plan this turn, I'm going to just do the biding time and get another bones. We go to round 4. At the end of round 3, however, we get another baddie. Oh, this golem doesn't go away. He just stays where he was. So again, we need to get one in each of these 4 positions. This is a grunting Thromper with Stout. God, these are bad. These are not good. So he has Stout. So again, his last health has to come from fatigue, and that's all sorts of really gross. I probably need the Fortune of Discovery back. I need to get my but I need to get my attack dice back, so all of this is super bad. I go first. I'm going to Rampage as my backup plan. Well, first I'm going to roll dice. I'm going to take out this defense die. I'm going to roll 2 defense dice because I can try to do better than the 1. Actually, I don't even want... I'll keep the 1, and I'll just roll 1 defense die to start. I got a 2. That's very nice. Now I'm going to take this die out, and I am going to go into the danger zone. Once a turn, you can go into Rampaging Dart. Dangerous Dart. These 2 should have moved over, so I forgot to do that. So let me make sure that is on the screen where it needs to be. And now every time I rampage, I get to recover 1 exhausted attack die, which can be super helpful. All right, so I'm going to go Dangerous Dart mode. Since Boar'd's on the board, he will just go under me. And now I have to either end my turn or rampage. I'm going to rampage once. I'm going to go 1. I could push him because I'm rampaging. 2, at the end of that rampage, I can do 1 damage. Now, you cannot do damage to the same baddie 2 rounds in a row. But I do get to recover this die. I'm going to rampage again. I can move back and back often. Again, even though it's a deceased baddie, I can put a thing there, which is fine. So I'm just going to kind of go back and go off, whatever, and then I'm going to recover my other attack die. So my attack stat is now fully healed. Now I cannot do dangerous darts again this scenario. So, but this is we definitely have our work cut out for us right now. So all those go out, my everything else stays, and now you cannot leave anything in the backup plan, so it all goes away. You have to go right to left, which could matter with Delirium. And now I'm going to flip this back over, and we're going to be our normal, beautiful, lovely, darty self one more time. These can come over here. All right, this Thromper is going to attack me for 1 die. I can choose whether to apply it to me or to Boar'd. I will take out that 2 defense. That's fine. And now I just want to get a bunch of bones so I can keep healing every turn in recovery as we get into the fatigue rounds, which is going to be absolutely nuts. So we go to round 5. I have all my attack stat back, so that's helpful. I'm going to take this out because I want bones now. So I'm going to roll 1 attack and 2 defense. I'm wasting the other attack. It is what it is. I rolled 3 bones. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to buy time. I'm going to get another bones. That's really hard to do. We're all good. I got no shield. That's fine. I still have a piggy who's awesome. Now, if Boar'd had been off the board and I went to Rampage, you actually bring him back on immediately. So it's a nice way to get more use out of him. The romper is rolling a tromper. Yep, is rolling his Boar'd, does 2 damage to Boar'd. Boar'd is out. I could apply it to me. Nope, we'll apply it to Boar'd. So this die is exhausted, and now since we can't do dangerous starts again, there's no way we're getting Boar'd back. We go to round 6. 1 damage to me, 1 damage to the Tromper. I'm going to roll an attack die, 2 defense dice. I would actually like to roll, damage this time. I do 2 damage. Now his last health has to be taken away from fatigue. Can only be removed fatigue. I do get a bones, which is nice. I'm going to do 1 damage to him because I can't take away his last health. Now, if I had Lockjaw, I could cancel his stat. That'd be really nice, but I don't. This goes here, and then I'm going to do my backup plan. I'm going to do a recovery to get back up to 3 health. We go to the Tromper's turn. The Tromper's rolling an attack die. It rolls a 2. My defense goes away. We go to the next round. Tromper's dead. I lose a health. And he stays here. On my turn, I'm going to roll 2 defense dice. A 1 and a 1. I'm going to do a recovery. And let's see what this next unit is. At the end of this turn, we bring in another 1-point baddie. Get an endless supply. Oh, a decoy. That's super crispy. I don't know how decoy goes with this. So I think it only has 1 health, so it's going to die right away. That's bananas. So it comes in with 1 health. We're in a fatigue round, so it dies. It immediately flips there, and then we have to put a decoy on that spot, I think. So it means I can't attack other baddies, which I think is fine, because I don't know if I'm attacking other baddies anyway. Where is the decoy die? I can still only roll 1 die against each target. I lose a health. I'm going to take my shields out and re-roll them, and I'm rolling an attack die because I'm attacking the decoy. But can I use a dex? I think I can still use a dex to move a thing. So I'm going to use a dex to move this here. Use another dex to move back. And now I only have 2 dex left. Yeah, it doesn't say you can't move. On their turn, gearlocs may spend 1 dex to move a single adjacent defeated baddie to an available position, also adjacent to the gearloc. So I just moved it across me. It doesn't say I can't do that if there's something on top of it, so I'm assuming that's fine. And I'm going to roll just 1 attack die and 1 defense die to try to get rid of this decoy. I bones. So many freaking bones. All right, I'm going to recover. There is an argument to maybe do the Fortunate Discovery to get the Bandolier, but then I'm going to be down to 1 health, and that's super risky, and then I'll have no bones left, and I just think I just need to keep recovering. So I have not done any damage to that decoy, so I can't attack the next unit that comes in anyway, so getting the Fortunate Discovery also wouldn't be very helpful. We go to the next round. We get the last 1-point baddie. It is the Neanderthal. He has Confuse, and he comes in with only 3 health. I can't attack him because, it's a thing, but he's melee, so that's helpful because then I could just shift him over there and we could immediately end this battle. We go to the fatigue. We get 1 damage here, 1 damage here. I can't attack him, but I can roll defense and I'm still attacking that decoy. So I'm rolling a attack die and 2 defense. I bones on the 1 defense. I get this defense. I'm going to spend this to heal. So I'm back to full health. And I do 1 damage to the decoy. Alright, the Neanderthal is attacking me. It's going to confuse me, which means my attack stat becomes my defense stat. My defense stat becomes my attack stat. They're both the same, so it's not going to matter. He does 1 damage. I take out my shield. We go to the next round. 1 damage to the Neanderthal, 1 damage to me. I'm going to roll an attack and 2 defense. Again, I'm attacking the decoy. We are ranged. I do 2 damage to the decoy is out finally, so I can attack the Neanderthal next turn. Not that's going to matter. I'm going to get these 2 shields here, and I'm going to spend. Well, I have 2 shields. I'm actually going to do the biding time to get myself a bones. Because I can't possibly die. I do think getting the Fortune of Discovery is going to make some sense. The Neanderthal is going to attack. It does 1 damage. I lose 1 shield. We go to the next round. I lose a health. Neanderthal is dead. He goes here. On my turn, I'm going to use. Oh, I have to use this after I roll, so I can't do it anyway. Yeah, you have to use your backup plan after you roll, and I have to actually use a deck. Can I roll first on their turn? Let's make spend 1 dex to move. Can I do that before I roll? Can I do that after I roll? That's a little unclear. I don't know. I'm gonna assume you can't do that after your roll. It's again rules quagmires and chip theory. It's fine. Mason 1 dex. Yeah, it's really unclear. Normally you spend dex and then you apply your roll. So I'm not totally sure about that. So I'll play on the side. If someone thinks I can do that, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to assume I can't. So I'm just going to spend 1 dex, move him into that position. We have 1 column filled. Success is achieved as soon as all 4 positions in a single lane, 1 lane filled, are filled with defeated baddies. So we have succeeded. That was interesting, but we got there. These all go out. This will go here. We're going to get another progress point, so we're up to 3. I get a loot. Zelfie seeds. What's more rare than Zelfie seeds? The legendary Selfree stick, of course. I'm going to do my recovery option of actually getting to full health, and I have 2 things to spend. 11 goes. Oh, that's 13. Deliriant. 1. I will get tetanus. And I will get a dex. So we have 5 training points in 3 rounds. Plus we have that thing that allows me to ignore thick skin, which is pretty awesome. Hold on 1 sec. I quite like the fatigue system of Elder Scrolls. Seem to be a good implementation of skill come downs. Clever. Yeah, the fatigue system of Elder Scrolls is the best part. By far, it's very dynamic. What difficulty you're playing on? Mike Owens. Mike Owens has played first few games on Adventurer. Currently playing on Heroic. Planning on playing a Legendary at some point. Right now, it feels like Heroic is a solid difficulty for me while I learn. Rocket says Legendary gives little breathing room for any losses, and you're kind of forced down to optimal builds. Fudge says, yeah, my favorite mode to play is on Heroic for that very reason, honestly. I like having a little room to experiment if I want to. Molly says, you could get your Fortune Discovery before Neanderthal. Go. I did. I used biding time to get the 5th bones. I'm pretty sure I used biding time to get the 5th bones. I could be wrong. But I thought I had 4. I did biding time. Otherwise, I would have gotten it that turn. But yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. Not positive, but pretty sure. All right, I will not use this. Will go over here. If I didn't use biding time, then great. Then someone let me know, and I'll absolutely get my Fortune of Discovery. I have 9 cards here. I'm gonna roll. If I roll an 8 or a 9, I'm using Tattered Map. If I don't, I'm not gonna use Tattered Map. I rolled a 1. That's fine. We're good with 1. So, what is it? A trap of my own making. Too big and too many. I could never overpower or outrun them. I mean, I don't. Again, there's no timing of this. I mean, can I? Too many bones! Too many rules, Quagmires. At the start of a new day, do I have to discard this before I look at one of them? Or can I look at one and then decide? I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna err on the side of. I think the intention is I probably have to decide if I'm using that before. So I'm gonna roll the 1 and I roll the 5. Neither were the tyrant encounter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's the unwanted affection. Oh, it is unwanted affection. Get that thing out of here. So amazing. Maybe it's this. Yeah, unwanted affection is the awful thing with that stupid kid, and like forget that. So he goes on the bottom and is basically out of the game. So when I roll a die, I'm just going to ignore that thing exists. It's the worst encounter in all of games ever. That's not hyperbole. That's hilarious. If anyone's watched all my Too Many Bones stuff, you will know my serious distaste for unwanted affection. So thank you, Tattered Map. Yeah, again, this came off, and that just happened to be the 5th card in there, which is absolutely sick. Yeah, 5 of 8. Awesome. Get out of here. All right. A trap of my own making. I don't care what this says. It's not as bad as unwanted affection. Too big and too many. I could never overpower or outrun them. Either this works or my journey ends before the sun sets. The plan. The plan? Be my own bait. What could possibly go wrong? The trap is set just as the golden sun is beginning to sink, which I pray helps obscure my hasty work of covering the freshly excavated pit. Now I just need to screech like a wounded griffin. I don't know what that sounds like. I'm tempted to try it for y'all, but I'm sure your eardrums would appreciate if I didn't. Stand in plain sight and hope they don't simply jump over the trap before tearing me limb from limb. All right, be the bait. Be the bait. 2 5-point baddies. As baddies enter the battle mat, roll a d6. If I roll a 3 or 6, they are stunned for the first 2 rounds. How lucky do I feel? Maybe I shouldn't be the bait. You decide it's best to get in your trap and fight around the spikes. 2 5-point baddies. You have surprise. Baddies take 1 true damage anytime they move to a new position on the battle mat, including initial position. That seems better because I am not doing a lot of damage, so the fact that they can move and do damage on themselves as long as they are not ranged would be super awesome. So option 2 for the win. 2 5-point baddies. And we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Fidget says apparently they're still testing the idea of TES. If you can, just forget any Magicka entirely if you want to get a 5th skill line. Yeah, they need to do something. Again, in my preview, like it was very early in the game where I'm like, oh, like you really that board gets crowded quick, and like it's like the idea of like, oh, I can go really deep down these skill lines. Like you'd be surprised how quickly that kind of dried up, and now you have this tension, and I think that tension could be cool. It just happens a little earlier than I wanted it to. In that game. So I think like, oh, I could do so many different builds. Like, I don't know if you can do that many different builds because you only have 24 slots, and a lot of the slots are going to be taken up with basic attack dice and movement. So it's like, I don't know, man. It is what it is. Mike Owens, I don't know. That sounds like hyperbole. I say give the Wounded Griffin Screech a go. Simon Guitar says, what's the difference between this game and Hopomakis? That's an excellent question. That's a game I need to explore. It's sitting on a shelf over there, just taunting me. And yeah, I have Victorum. I don't have Remastered, although I'm kind of regretting that. I probably should have gotten Remastered. But, we'll see. 2 5 points. Let's go. But anyone who has more experience with Hoplo wants to handle that would be amazing. We have 6 health on the Bog Deserter. It actually is 5 because, he just stepped into some spikes. What a doofus. That's right, I laugh at you. He has Secrete 2, so if I attack him while adjacent, I get a Poison 2. If he attacks me, that Poison 2 becomes a Poison 1. Or I just get a Poison 1 if I did not have the Poison 2. And we have this guy. So Poison is the name of the game. That's not great. Gonna have to use my little piggy, I think, to protect me. He would come in with 5 health. Nope, it comes in with 4 because of, the trap I have set. We're going to look at, I have Surprise, which is super nice. So I'm not even going to roll. We're going to keep it at a 5, pretend I rolled a 5. This is going to be a 2 in lane 2, and this is going to be a 3 in lane 1. All right. I am going to have my piggy back. I want my piggy back. You're welcome, everyone. I'll be here all day. All day. The wise troll, I probably should attack him before he gets some shielding. And he has stench 2, which means that after he dies, he puts a stench marker. Everything adjacent to it gets 2 true damage, or is it all gearlocs? If it's everybody, that could be good. When defeated, when stench displays all units. Ooh. And then gearlocs get more, so that could be useful. But I do need to, again, I only have 3 health, so I need to protect myself. Protect thyself. I'm gonna go here. Woof. Sorry, piggy. I really do love you. He's immune to poison, so that's nice. And I'm gonna go down here. I have 5 decks. I'm gonna throw a tetanus shot at that dingbat. I'm gonna go 2 defense dice and an attack die. So this is all against the wise, alter, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm rolling 1 attack die versus him. That is all me dexed. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And this should come up here. Again, I set it to a 3 because I have an 8+1. So the troll ultra is getting attacked first. Oh, my bones. So I used an agent for the first time in this game. We put tetanus on him. I have to apply the damage. So if I was using an agent on like a gearloc, I would still have to apply the damage. That is a must. And now that die is exhausted. So again, thematically, it has to stick in them for the agent to take effect. He's now infected. However, anything that affects him does not take root until the beginning of his next turn. All right, so now he's infected, which is super awesome. I haven't rolled this die yet. I have no defense because, I just bones like crazy. And now I'm attacking the bug. I do 1 damage to it. Super exciting. This is not exhausted. For my backup plan, I am going to take another bones. Excellent. I could get my Fortune of Discovery back, which could be super helpful. This guy I'm going to move over here. Since he moved, he takes a damage. And he's going to attack my piggy with 2. He does 2 damage because he bones on 1. And then he goes to poison my piggy. No. My piggy. I know he's not a pig. I'm going to keep saying piggy because it's fun. At least for me. Probably not for you, but that's fine. He's immune to poison. This guy comes in. He takes a damage because he moved. He takes a damage because of the tetanus. So he's down to 1 health. He's going to roll 2 attack dice and 2 defense dice. And he's attacking my pig. He goes bones, and only 1 damage, but that 1 damage is enough to kill my pig. So pig is out. It's fine. Never fear, pig. We will make it work. Every time he moves, he takes 1 true damage. Oh, yeah. He dead. He gone. That's super nice. Baddies take 1 damage anytime they move to a new position of the battle mat. So if he moves twice, does he take a damage for each movement? Because then the pig's still alive. Or does he take 1 damage? I'm assuming he takes 1 damage total. I don't know. Who's shocked? A rules quagmire. I can't. This game. I love this game so much. It just drives me bananas. All right, so they're both done. We go to round 2. Yeah, I think it's like when they stop. Oh, he bones on all his defense, so that's super nice. I could rampage. Huh. I'm thinking thoughts. I try to rampage, make the stench knock out this dude. I have to get over here though, and I don't think that's doable. I think I can make that work. Do I want to kill him? Nah, I probably just play it safe. What's going on? Fidget says, in my opinion, it's about how much is so much easier and quicker to grok than Too Many Bones. The only thing I know about Hoplo is it actually has a long form campaign, whereas Too Many Bones it's not. Says Mike. That's only Mike. I think that's only true with Victorum, where remastered is like more one-offs. Havana says Hoplo is awesome, but you got used to the dice only being hit percentages, and that red die, I rolled it just because, what's the point? It hits on all 6 sides. Fidget says, I know that Hoplo rules pretty well. I could act as a ref for your first few games. Mike Owens says Hoplo is, I think, the least appealing CGG game for me. Too many people seem to think the campaign becomes a real grind, which is off-putting. I love Tetanus so much. Says Fidget says Mike Hoplo Remastered is very good if you're into one-shots. It's easy, quick, simple to learn, and there's so much variety in the box. Rocket says had a quick look at Hoplo Torn the other day. Seemed okay so far. Fidget says, what do you mean, by the way? Boar'd is very obviously a picadillo, hence a piggy. Mike Owen says, good to know. I'm still newish to board games, so I'm still learning what I like. If it's similar to video games, though, I'm not going to want a super long campaign. I think in the end, it's of the movement based on what I read on BGG the other day about this card, so it's just 1 damage to the entire move. Rocket Magnet says, which games have you enjoyed the most so far as a new player? Mike says, so far, Spirit Island, Dawn of the Dead have been my favorite experiences. And Lee says, I reckon Greg could still roll a miss on the red die, though. I'm telling you, New Leaf, kids. No doubt about it. Yeah, I think they're going to use Boar'd. Maybe I just kill this guy. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to get my 4 dice is what I'm going to do and stop belaboring this. And then I'm going to take this die. Yeah, I'm going to take my Delirium. So I'm rolling 1 attack die and 2 defense and Delirium against the Ultra. Oh, that he's going to give me a true damage as I go by. What a jerk. What a jerk. Yeah, the stench is super annoying. I don't think I can get to a place where he doesn't kill me. And maybe I just don't attack him. I just get in that corner. That's probably better. So I'm actually just going to attack this dude. I got this. And 2 shield. And I do 1 damage to him. Yeah, I don't want to take... I'm trying to get out of here and be able to do some scouting, I think would be great. So now I'm going to go into Rampage mode. These all go down. I flip this over. My piggy comes back. I get my piggy back. Yeah, I'm going to do it all day. It's like a concert. It's like a virtual concert. You get the joys of the jukebox in my head. My pig comes back. He comes back with 3 health because I'm an 8+1. He comes underneath me, and we go for a ride. Whee! I'm going to go 1, 2. I do 1 damage to this dude. So he's down to 1 health. This comes out. Now, if I can get... Oh, then I recover an attack die. If I had any skill dice that I had used, I could try to find the corresponding spot to get them back based on the number on the die, the number on my board. I'm going to take this out, go 1, 2, and I'm going to take this out and go to this corner. I like the corner. This is now exhausted. These go away. This is turn 3? 2? This is 3. This is 2. This was only 2. That's bananas. All right, I'm done. This guy moves 1, 2. He's in a new position. He's dead. This guy goes 1, 2. He's in a new position. He's dead. The tetanus should have gone away last turn, by the way. So that was my mess up. So actually, I could have ended here when I rampaged because I had Delirium, which gave me an extra move. I could have ended here, gotten the tetanus back, and then moved here on my 3rd rampage. None of it mattered. We have emphatically conquered this thing. So both those level 5s are out. We get a looty loot. It's a throwing axe. Hey, who's going to be confused about break with me? Everybody. Awesome. Oh, by the way, so I'm no longer dangerous. Look at me. Do I look dangerous? This goes out. This exhaust. We have to reroll. So the piggy die is one of the few lock dice that actually do come out at the end of every battle. This goes back here. And we have our thing. We get a thing. I have full health, so I will be able to scout. I'm going to roll a d6. I rolled a 4. Let's look at the 5-point baddie. Oh, he's fantastic. I love him. It's a troll enforcer. That thick skin 1 is a thick skin Zilcho. That's correct. All right, so that will go there. I'm going to get 2 more training points. I think I do try to get a 3rd attack stat. For no other reason that we have Gendrix with his limit. That was the 4th day, by the way, so I have 4 progress points. We do need to get up to 8. I bones, so that sucks. I think I take Lockjaw, because no, I'm going to get Stolen Tech. Oh, man. No, I want to get another. He doesn't have Careless. I kind of want to get Bacatol and Stimulant. Stimulant's really nice with Tetanus. So I'm going to get Bacatole, which is, again, the wording of that is terrible, by the way. But we'll get to that when I use it. And I'm going to try to upgrade my attack stat again. I bounced again! I'm really happy about that. I will get a health. We'll get a dex. I will get a health. 1, 2. I'll get a dex. Let's go very dexy. Dexy. All right. Yeah, I guess because I get the Zelfie Seeds, I get the Throwing Axe. I have a lot of things going for me. Done. Let's make this happen. We're going to go to, I have 7 encounters left in here. Of course, 2 of them are Tyrant encounters. That doesn't make me happy. We're going to day 5. I did not update that last time, so my humble apologies. I rolled an 8. That's not good. I have only 7 left because, again, that one's pretty much at the bottom of the deck, so I'm not including that in the roll. I did roll a 6, so here we go. Tyrant encounter for the win. The language of the orb. The orb materializes out of nowhere, suspended in the air and emanating a black and ominous light. At first, it simply hovers above the mud that's been impeding any real progress for the day. Then, it speaks, not audibly, and not in any language spoken in Daelore. The words it's speaking seem to float through the air without movement or sound, yet they're easily understood. Running away in this driving rain is going to be difficult, but meeting the orb's demands is going to come at a cost. Dun dun dun! There is no plan B! The orb's subtle mind control affects your decision making. Battle queue with baddie points. No backup plans may be used during this battle. That is terrible. So no. Is there a plan C? Battle queue is baddie points, which is just a 5-pointer. For each bones a gearloc rolls, the orb does 1 damage to it. That could be rough, diddy rough. So we got a 5-pointer. Let's just try to knock it out quick, and we'll get 2 more training points. And we have Zelfie Seeds. I think we'll be okay. This is better now than later. And again, it is the Troll Enforcer. If we get adjacent to the Troll Enforcer, we can attack it multiple times. Because if you read what it says in Taunt, and I was just on this, Mark Buxton, he's the center aisle, super like rules amazingness with Too Many Bones and Cloudspire. Place taunt effect die on this unit until the start of its next turn. Adjacent opposing units must attack this unit. Units with multiple targets will attack this unit multiple times. So even though normally I cannot attack the same unit twice because of taunt, I can, which is super awesome. Although I don't know if that makes sense if there's not another unit to target. So now I'm confused because it's Too Many Bones. Because I just should be confused at all times, in all ways. Woof. That's fine. So there's a big orb. The orb's going to do damage to me if I roll. Bonesy Bones. This guy doesn't have break. Maybe I don't worry about attacking him multiple times. I should be able to take him out fairly easily. He can't move horizontally. He's a big weenie. Who's scared? I'm immune to thick skin. All good things. I could use the Bacatol just to kind of keep the tetanus on there a little bit longer. This is going to come in at a 3, and this Troll Enforcer only has a 2. I'm going to roll. I'm going to be first. I rolled a 2. Look at me rolling a 2 and being first again. Anyway. All right, let's do as much damage as we can as early as possible. So I have 6 decks. I'm going to roll 1 attack die. Tetanus. Back. I told you could have 3 agents on a baddie at any one time. I have my 2 defense dice. Bones are bad, kids. So I probably shouldn't roll that. Because it's just a guaranteed bones. Woof. I do my Zelfie seeds, but I only have 3 health. And my piggy can take damage from a... wow, maybe I only roll 1 attack. Oh, maybe I don't roll the defense dice at all. Yeah, I'm not rolling defense dice at all. I mean, it's just too risky. Whack. Yikes. 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 It's super risky. I only have 3 health. I'm a simple gearloc. Alright. We're going to roll these 3 dice against the Troll Enforcer. No bones. I got Tetanus and Bakatole on there, which is great. I do 1 damage because I'm immune to the thick skinness, because that's awesome. That does get exhausted because I put an agent on him, which is fine. I took no damage. I didn't roll any bones. I'm going to use the throwing axe. I can roll 1 attack die against this dork. I do another damage. Again, thick skin doesn't matter. So if the thick skin mattered, I only would have done 1 damage for the turn, but I said I was able to do the full 2. The Troll Enforcer is going to go. He's going to go, whoop. He's going to go 1. So I get to activate these in any order I want. So basically I add a bones because of Bakatola. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have Careless. And then he moves 1. And then Tetanus triggers. So that loses the health. And he goes 1, 2. At the end of his turn, one of the agents on top of him has to exhaust. I'm going to exhaust this. And that keeps Tetanus on him for another turn. That bones he rolled just goes away because who really cares? Oh, no, it actually triggers Taunt. But again, who really cares? We go to round 2. I'm going to roll 1 attack die. Yeah, I don't want to risk rolling 3 bones because that would be devastation. Just going to roll 1 attack die. And if I do 1 damage... Oh, he rolls 2 defense dice. Oof. I forgot to roll his defense, so he has 2 shields. So yeah, killing him is going to be bad. He'll take 1 damage. So I'm going to have to go into Super Pig mode. So I'm going to need to roll 2 bones. The question is, how is that likely? And how can I space it so I don't make sure I don't die? So I'm not attacking him. This is a guaranteed 1's bones. And I'm going to roll 1 defense die and see if they can't get another bones out of that. And then I have the Zelfrey Seeds. Remember, the next attack he gives me, I'm going to be able to apply it to the pig. So they call me Mr. Pig. And then I can do a true damage to him by rampaging, whatever. So rolling this, I got 2 bones, which is awesome. The orb gives me 2 damage. But then the Zelfrey Seeds, no, I don't think I even need to use those. Yeah, that's fine. The orb does 2 damage to me, but I'm still alive, and now I have 2 bones, which is awesome because now I can go into rampage mode. So this comes out, this moves over, this flips, and then I can take this out to rampage 1, 2. We do 1 true damage. And then in the Troll Enforcer's turn, the Tetanus triggers, does the last damage to it. It's super dead. Dart is an amazing puzzle of glorious goodness. I really dig Dart. I love the flexibility. I just love a lot of what this gearloc does. It's very, very tricky to learn, but definitely one of my faves. And I still kind of laugh that it is considered a 3 difficulty. I've played most of the gearlocs at this point. I don't even understand what a 4 is. if this is not a 4. This technically should come out at the end of every battle. I'm going to keep making it a 3, so there's no reason to do that, so I'm just going to leave it. And then I'm going to heal back to full. This will go back here. Troll Enforcer is super dead. No continuing effect from that. I get 1 loot. The Spirits of Ebon on your battle's turn prevent the application of 1 effect die on your gearloc. That could be awesome, sawsome, not just regular awesome, but sawsome awesomeness. And we're going to get the 2 training points. This goes up to 5 progress. And I'm going to try to train my attack again because that's gone well for me. Hey, it happened, kids. It happened. It's really happened. And then I'm going to take stimulant because I love the combination of stimulant and tetanus. So we have got 9 training points in 5 days, which is super cool. And then we got this. That thick skin thing has been awesome. I mean, that's been way more important than a training point, the way this playthrough has played out. So we're going to go to day 6, story time with Greg. Let me check the chat. Whoo! All right. Fidges says, I think stimulant is actually my favorite dart skill. Now that I think about it, yeah, it's really cool. I mean, you do need to get back. I mean, that's the only reason I got Backatole or Backatole. I'm not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced. And being able to have up to 2 of your other agents last 2 to 3 more rounds longer on average is such a good value. Oh yeah, it's super cool. Joey, what's up, buddy? What's up, everybody? Just checking in before our meeting. Quite the discussion going on in here. I bought the dart gearloc a while back, but forgot to give my buddy a birthday present, so I wrapped up the unopened dart box and handed it over. You're a good friend, sir. You're a very good friend. Yeah, dart's pretty cool. The double-sided mat's really nice. There's a lot of value in dart for sure. Just kind of love what it brings to the table. It's been funny. It's been a weird, a lot of discussions lately about Spirit Island and is Horizons worth it and the value. And I'm like, it's $30 for 5 new spirits. And you think about people, I feel like a lot of the same players, they would spend $30 for 1 gearloc. And I'm like, the value proposition for Horizons is so much better. Because you're paying for development, right? You're paying for a new way to experience a game you like or a game you love, right? That I really struggle with that. The value proposition for every extra gearloc, it's a tough. I mean, objectively tough. Subjectively, dude, whatever. If you want to pay $100 for a new gearloc, I wouldn't blame you. I mean, it's your money. Do what you want. But I do find it funny that the number of conversations about is Horizons worth it that I've seen lately, where those conversations never happen about chip theory games. They just don't. It's crazy. Anyway, I digress. I'm here to spark conversation or make people mad. I don't know. One of those 2 things is true. We have 6 encounters, rolling a d6. I rolled a 3, and we are on day 6. So these all look fairly new. The coloration is different among the expansions. I don't care at all about that. It just works with this game. It is what it is. This comes from 40 days. A goblin investment. I wake up wearing a new vest. A friendly traveler must have come across my campsite in the night and seen the fire getting low. It's shoddily made, but the vest that wrapped around me is thick and warm and ticking. Goblins! It's always goblins! It appears I've noticed it in time. I can take my time and diffuse it here on the spot, salvaging as much as I can for later use, or take my chances figuring out a safe way out of the vest while on the move. Either way, it's daylight in enemy territory. I need to get a move on. Whoo! So I can have a non-battle encounter or a non-battle encounter. I guess I'm going to do a non-battle encounter. This jacket is the bomb. Persistent during battle. Roll a d6 at the start of each of your turns. If I roll a 1, the bomb goes off. Deal 3 damage to yourself and 1 damage to all adjacent units. Remove persistent effect. 2 to 5, nothing happens. 6, the bomb is defused. Immediately draw loot. Remove persistent effect. So you're basically in a race. Can you roll a 6 before you roll a 1? And that's basically for the end, until the end of the battle, until it happens. But if you roll a 1, I undoubtedly will, that could be super bad. Or dismantle the jacket. Roll a d6 to defuse the bomb. If I roll a 1 through a 4, bomb is not defused. If I roll a 5 or a 6, cut the blue wire, bomb is defused, draw 2 loot. If I roll a to reroll a d6, Discard 1 loot or place a 1-point baddie atop this card. You may stop attempting to defuse at any time, but bomb will explode. Take 3 true damage if bomb explodes. Add all baddies atop this card to the battle queue next battle. Both choices and counter success is achieved no matter the outcome. If you are a boomer, automatically fuse a bomb and draw 2 loot. So a whole lot going on there. I'm gonna take the bomb because I want the training point, and we get 2 progress points. So progress points gets up to a 7, which is sick, and I really just want the training points. I can't help myself. I will take a health because if that bomb goes off, I'm gonna need it. So we're up to 4. And next, I will take stolen tech. I do want, man. I already have 3 that I'm going to basically load up on 1 baddie. I do want to get Move Around and Lockjaw at some point, but I think Stolen Tech is pretty helpful. It's a way to get some exhausted dice back pretty easily. So we have 6 here, we got 5 here. I like it. So we're almost maxed out on Dexterity, and we're almost maxed out on Health. I will indeed definitely try to get maxed out on both of those before I start worrying about attacks and defense, and then I'll just have a ton of skill dice to mess around with here. Fidges, what, you've never used Backatol on yourself for extra bones? I paid 80 for a set of 20 alloy dice. I'm not the best to have this conversation with. I'm sure they're really nice dice. Monty says to Fidges, I was at a local store and they had the lab rats. I think they're the only gearlocs I don't know anything about, and I had no idea if I would like them or not. I picked them up anyway. Yeah, lab rats seem pretty cool. I'm excited. I mean, if Efka hated them, I think I'm going to love them, right? That review. I should do a top 10 of reviews that were so bad that I cannot stop thinking about them. And Efka's got 2 of them. Shut Up, Sit Down has 2 of them. Tom Vassal has only 1, surprisingly, on my the tested review list. 1.5, but yeah, man, it's crazy. Fedges' lab rats are so complex, but fun. That's what it's all about. Let's have some fun. All right. I don't know if anyone can hear that. So the construction has moved from my 3rd floor to my 1st floor today. So if you hear stuff in the background, there's not a bee in your house, I promise you. It's just, some extensive stuff going on in my kitchen, which is about 30 yards away. 20 yards away, maybe less. All right, we'll make this happen. So we're going today. This is the project that never ends. We go to day 7, and I have 7 progress points. I'm loving how this is going so far, except Gendrix is still going to kick my ass. There is that looming reality. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe Mike is a good luck charm now. We'll see. I'm going to roll this die. Booyah. It's a 3. What's going on, kids? We have the circuit breaker. The tunnel ahead seems like the only way through this cave now that enemies are on my heels. But the terminal controlling this steel door is sparking and shooting electricity like a summer storm, and the controls seem jammed up. There are 2 ways this can go. I can attempt to unlock the thing while fending off my pursuers, or I can think like a troll and randomly jam every metal implement I can find directly into the guts of the terminal in hopes of getting lucky. We have a battle or a battle. There are no different rewards based on the battles that you choose, so it is what it is. It's only going to be 1 training point and only 1 loot, so hopefully this is a little bit easier. I could use an easier thing while this jacket's about to blow up on me, because that is almost guaranteed to happen. Is that the beginning of every one of my turns? During battle, the start of each of my turns. Yeah! Awesome. My mother taught me not to stick metal objects into outlets. Battle queue is baddie points, which is going to be a 5er and 2 1ers. Oh, wait, I can scout. Don't forget the scout, Greg. I rolled a 1. So what is this 1er? It is an orc scout. You ain't so bad. We'll keep you right on top. Once per turn prior to rolling another dice, you may spend 1 dex to make a single lockpicking attempt on a 3T 4L 3F lock. Save progress. Encounter success achieved as soon as lockpicking is successful, or all baddies are defeated. The other thing is, I despise my mother. That's just That was a very aggressive sentence. I did not expect to read. All right, well, it's on now, I guess. Battle Q is baddie points, so again, still a 5 and 2 1s. During battle, you may place any die you roll on the bottom of the innie meter rather than applying its result. It does not reduce your available attack defense dice. Once innie meter is full of dice, 11 dice, including the round counter, apply as desired true damage to baddies on the mat equal to the number of attack defense dice there. Remove exhaust dice. What? That sounds bananas. Woof. I think I tried my luck with lockpicking. Just a single dex. I only have 6 decks though. The true damage, yeah, dude. I don't think I can waste dice like that. I'm only rolling 1 attack die each, and I'm actually gonna want the thing, this, whatever. So, all right, we're doing option 1. Prior to rolling dice, you can spend. So that says, see, that's what the other card should say. So prior to rolling dice, after rolling dice, when can I spend the dex? Like, should I have the bandolier? Like, it's unclear, but you know, we're used to such things in these parts. We're gonna get us 5 and 2 1s, and let's make the magic happen. So this is our whole thing. Rating. Oh, another rating. Callous. What is callous? This, you can only use hit points from damage dealt by attack dice. That's not terrible. Comes in with 6 health, but it does mean that rating is a problem because she's melee too. What is this? The Orc Axe Bearer. He ugly. Is that like I feel like it's an orc with like a lizard skeleton on its head. Woo! All right, that's done. We're gonna get this orc, which we already knew about because we had scouted. So rating is indeed in effect. So he'll be rolling 2 attack dice, and we have this orc. So again, I can't make it lose health other than by attack dice. So that's gonna be a thing. Oh, does that even include fatigue? Woof. Probably means I'm gonna need wolf. Wow, that's a bad one. I can disable it. No, I didn't take lockjaw. Oh, that's gross. Oh, another raider. That's so bad, dude. I'm in trouble. Woo, that's gross. Why is this guy have an extra health and the defense dice? That's bananas. He's only at 2 on the inning meter. I guess that's why, but yikes. We are in trouble. It's a 3. Yeah, I have to kill one of these dudes quick. That is attack dice, so I can use the throwing axe on this dude. And I can cut him off with that dude. All right, rolling my any die. I rolled a 4. That's a good time for a 4 for sure. A 4 for sure. And this is going to go here. Again, I didn't roll that die. It's just going to be set to a 3. My go is I'd already had too many expensive hobbies, and adding board games to them has definitely cursed my wallet. I'm sure the curse of me will show up mostly against Gendrick. Don't don't worry. Don't worry about a thing. All right. On my turn, kids. I want to try lockpicking, probably, because I don't think I'm going to be able to kill this dude. Woof. Well, at the start of my turn, I need to roll this. I want a 6 before I roll the 1. I roll the 5. Nothing happens. Oh, the excitement. I'm going to use this throwing axe to roll. Wait, during my turn. That's at any point during my turn. I'm going to roll an attack die against the orc axe bearer. I do 1 damage. Excellent. Wanted to do that before he gets a shield because I'm going to have a hard time with him for sure. I'm going to roll. I have 6 decks. I am going to try lockpicking because I want to see if this is going to start well. The first locking you pick on any day you do, if you don't unlock a lock, you get to reroll. So this would be the one time I can actually do that. So I need 3T. Make a single lockpicking attempt. A single lockpicking attempt. Does that mean I don't get the roll again? Now, because I did the 3T, and I can use the lever die for that now. I did the 3T. We saved progress. The single lockpicking attempt, I think I can keep re-rolling, right? Like I can try to do the next lock. Find, unlock them. You must roll all lockpicking dice. Right, so my attempt still goes. So now I can try to get the 4L. Oh, baby. So I opened up a lock, so I can't do the rerolls. 4L, please. Oh, so close. All right, so we're at 3T. I'm going to put a just a little thing on there to indicate that we are 1/3 of the way there, and I will have all 4 dice available for next turn at the cost of 1 dex. 4L, 3F. So the 4L seems like it's going to be the hardest for sure. All right, so that's 1 dex. I have 5 decks left. I think I try to kill this clown because he's otherwise rolling 3 dice at me, and that's too many dice. Oof. 5 decks left. I can roll 1 die at each of them. If I roll 1 die at each of them, that gives me 2 decks left. Maybe I just get shields. Ugh. This is so bad. Three dice. I mean, I can kill my piggy. I can kill my piggy. He'll be rolling 3 dice, 4 dice if they're both alive. Oh, he'll be cut off. That's better. All right, I'm going to roll these 5 dice. See how they run. All right. I'm rolling 1 die against the orc scout. Am I rolling no defense? Oof. Yeah, I guess I'm rolling no defense. That's a thing that was happening. So 1 die against the orc scout. Bones. I actually don't hate that. Oh, orc scout, by the way, is ranged. So we're going to put him up there. So he's not going to cut him off. Oh, that's a problem. I would have absolutely started over here. My bad. Oh, so he's rolling 3 dice. Oh, I need to kill him. 100%. So I would have actually done this in reverse because this is the one I was trying to kill with this. I need to kill him because okay. So that's why he's ranged. That was my screw up. So I would have tried to do a damage to him. I missed. And then I'm absolutely trying to kill this one. So it looks funny, but like I absolutely was like going to put all this stuff on the one that I want to kill. The one that I want to kill is very clearly the orc scout because that's 3 ranged dice from everywhere. And he's super far away from me, so rampage is going to be tough. So it is what it is. I'm doing 1 die against the orc axe bearer. I rolled 1 damage. So this bones goes here. That guy's down to 4, and then I'm rolling these 3 dice against the orc scout. All right, tetanus, stimulus, and 1 damage. So tetanus is going to kill him by the beginning of his next turn, and that's super helpful. Because I did an agent, that die is exhausted. My attack stat is essentially down to 2. That's my first turn. Sorry, lots of moving parts. Yes, I think the Orc Scout is ranged. Thank you, Madi. I appreciate it. Maybe I should check on the chat more when Madi's in town, because he always says smart things. The Orc Scout is going to take a damage because of tetanus. This stimulus doesn't really trigger. It's just going to prevent me from having to get rid of tetanus this turn. And then the Orc Scout's attacking me with 1 die, but rating triggers. We have 2 more Orcs, so he's actually attacking me with 3 dice. Woof. 3 dice coming in. We'll see what he does. 3 damage. Bye-bye, Piggy. I cannot go down to 1 damage because, again, I'm wearing a vest that's about to explode, and that's always super good. This guy's going to come 1-2, and this guy's going to come 1-2. I always move them toward the center by default. The Orc Axe Bearer is going to roll 1 defense die. He bones on it, and the Orc Grunt is going to roll 1 defense die. He gets 1 shield. We go to round 2. At the end of the Orc Scout's turn, he has to exhaust an agent. He's going to actually tick down the stimulant, and then since the stimulant goes from 1 to 0, that now exhausts. All right, Rampaging may be in order because I want to get my piggy back. I want to get my piggy back. I know, I can't help myself, guys. It's so strongly in my head right now. It's like insane. So I'm rolling this D6. Give me a 6. Ah! That was a scream. I take 3 damage. And 1 damage to all adjacent units. There are none. Bomb went off. That goes away. I'll just put it back in the pile. So that's never worked out for me. That's fine. I'm going to use the Zelfie Seeds now, though, because I need to get that health back. Woof. And now I'm going to use 1 dex to do a lockpicking attempt. I need a 4L. This would be magical if I can carry this out. I'm sticking stuff. I love my mother, apparently. No. No, this one, what the heck? I don't, like, they both don't like your mother, because you're like, your mother said don't do this, and then you do it anyway. I don't know. I'm confused. Bam, 4L, please. This is my first dex. I get to reroll 1 die, so I have 2L there. What is the lever die normally? The best lever die is the yellow. Nope, the best lever die is the gray, and I already have a 2L on that. Which one of the other ones of these has L? This is a 1L, a 3L, and a 2L. So half of this die is L. This gives me a reroll. Only a third of this die is L. But it's going to kill me on the force. No, the lever die, yeah, I'm sorry, the lever die is brown. This is the force die, which is gross for the end, but lever die is brown. Can I get the 4L? No, I get to reroll 1 die. Oh, interesting. Do I reroll the L die? I mean, it's 1/3 chance either way. I think I reroll the L die. What's got 3 force? Oh, this one actually has 3 force. No, I think I gotta stick with the lever die. I get to use, oh, what the heck was this? I think it was a 1 something. I can use 1 die as another, and I don't think that was a 2. That's what I get for messing with it. Was it a 1T? If that was a 2, I could, shoot, why did I pick it up? Why am I a goofball? So I failed the lockpicking attempt. Either unless that brown die, I'm sorry, unless that yellow die started as a 2 something, which is 2/3 of the die, but I think it was a 1. If it was a 2 something, then I could use it as if it were something else and I could win. But I think that's what, no, I rolled the reroll. I think it was a 1. So yeah, so again, I fail on the lockpicking. That's really sad. All right, I am in trouble. I have 5 more decks. He's gonna die there. This guy's gonna come in. Oh, they're both gonna be able to get to me. I think I use 1 dex. Well, I might be rampaging. I'm gonna be rampaging because I want to get my piggy back. So I'm going to spend. Remember, rampaging is not going to do any damage to him, but indeed can do damage to them. So I'm going to do 1 attack die against him. Oh, this rating crap is garbage. I'm going to try to get a tech back. What do I have? 5 more decks. 2 shield for sure. Try to get a bones if nothing else. And then I'm going to do attack die and deliriant. So 3 dice against him, 2 dice against him. I'm not using any agents, which is fine. So 3 dice against the orc axe bearer. I bones. So did not do any damage to him. I get the 1 shield. 2 dice against the orc grunt. I get delirium, which gives me another bones, and I take off the shield. You cannot. Lock dice. After moving, deal 1 true damage to 1 adjacent unit. You may not deal true damage to the same baddie 2 rampages in a row, but I can do it at alternate rampages even if I do no damage in between. So, interesting. So I'm going to go into super rampage mode. So this is all going to flip over. All right. These should have moved down. And again, we take these out right to left. If I can get to the 6, I would get this die back. The 6 is here. And I think that's going to be doable. And I have delirium. So the piggy comes back. I don't have to roll because I'm an 8+1. So I go for a free ride here. We're going to take the first rampage die out. And we're going to move 1, 2. I'm going to move 1, 2. I'm going to move this sucker over here. I'm going to do 1 true damage to the orc grunt. And that will be fine. The tennis is on a 4, which is over here. Oh, I can get both of them back. Excellent. I'm going to take this out, rampage again. Oh, on that one I got nothing back, so I can take my attack die back. I'm going to rampage again and go here, do 1 true damage to this guy. This tetanus thing is now exhausted. He's dead. 1 point baddie. And now delirium comes out, so I get +1 movement. And I can rampage for 3. I ended on the 6, so I do get this die back. And then I'm going to go... Oh, I can't get to the 4 and do a damage to him. I think that's fine. I think it's better to have tetanus back. I have stimulant back. He's only rolling 2 dice against me now, so he's not as awful. And this one's only rolling... Oh, did I roll 1 less die than I should have? No, only he attacked me. Right, this is my second turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, end up there, and just do a true damage. If I got up to the 4, I could have gotten a thing back. I do have die 9. That gives me a chance to get dice back anyway. Die 9 again is the stolen tech. So I'll deal with that. Then die 13 would have been way the heck down here. So this guy's down to 2 health. And I don't know. I just can't go dangerous again anymore, which is the problem. And we're not exactly close to fatigue, and my lockpicking has been garbage. No, let me put the health back, and I'll go up to 4. Let me grab tetanus while I can. With the stimulant, I think that's my best chance to actually kill him. Man, I really need to start getting my bandolier more. This is gross. All right, these come back. So 3 health for this clown, a bunch of health for that clown. Dangerous darts, again, is done for the round. Oh, you think it was 3 trip? What? That's nice. I'm going to go with that. Then I would have used all my dice. So if that's correct, then I will be at a 3 and a 4, and I would still need to do the force to win this. All right, cool. Thank you, Madi. What's going on? This hobby is a curse, says Madi. Lab Rats is so complex but fun. We read that. Mike Owens, I already had too many. Oh, read that. Fidgets, I need to head out, but thank you for the stream. Thank you, sir. I think it was your chip. You could convert it. Thank you, Madi. All right. That was the end of my turn. We're going to go here with the Orc Axe Thrower, Axe Bearer. So 1, 2. If they were a thrower, they'd probably be ranged. And then the Orc Scout's going to go 1 and 2. It has rating. It's rolling 2 attack dice and 1 defense die. What are you doing? 2 damage. I will not apply that to my piggy. I'm going to take a damage, and that's fine. Yeah, I have no idea how I'm killing this thing. It gets 1 shield. We do have to roll a shield for the axe thrower. Yeah, I think the lockpicking is my best way out of here. I really don't see. That callus is just absolutely brutal for Dart. It's a really hard counter to what she does. That's where if I had Lockjaw and I could cancel those effects, that'd be amazing. I just did not bring Lockjaw, so I have not upgraded the Lockjaw yet, which would be super good if I did. We go to round 3. Just crazy how much happens in 1 round with Dart. I'm gonna spend. I already blew the thing up on me. I'm gonna spend a dex to do a lockpicking. I need a 3F. That's a garbage roll. It's not my first lockpicking attempt today, so I do not get a reroll. So that is just badness. So that failed. I had 2F. I needed 3. No. All right. Let's see if we can limit how many things are attacking me right now. The piggy's gonna take me down here. I'm gonna spend 1 more dex to go here. I spent 1 dex on that, 1 dex to move. I have 4 dice that I could throw. We're going to do tetanus, stimulant, and an attack die, and 1 shield against the Orc Scout. Boom, boom, boom. Bones, bones. Oh, that's so terrible. This is exhausted. The stimulant sticks, but who the frig cares? Woof. Oh, lockpicking for the win. That's my only chance right now. That was really garbage. Wow, that's so bad. Wow. I'm going to do biding time. We're going to get another thing because Fortune of Discovery is not that far away. This guy goes 1, 2. The guy goes 1 and 2. We go to round 4. I'm going to spend a dex on a lockpicking attempt. 3F, please. Ugh, nothing. I get a reroll. I think I re-roll the force die, which is the gray. Although, again, if a 1 in 6 chance, I can do the conversion, or 1/3 of the time. Maybe I keep that there, but I don't think there's a 3F on anything else. Oh, there's a 3F here. I'll keep the 3T, because if I get that conversion thing again, I learned my lesson. And that was not an F. So I'll keep the 3T. I'm going to re-roll that wasn't a 3. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Re-roll that. +1, and we failed again, so this is going well. I've actually got 4L, so we don't need to worry about that that anymore. I have 5 decks left. The piggy's gonna move. I can move him in here, so I'm only getting attacked by 1 anyway. I'll stay. This would have ticked down on the end of his turn. Because when you would remove an agent, you instead can tick that down, which has been useless because the tetanus all whiffed. Wow, this lockpicking is going really well. Shoot. I need a bandolier. I need the tetanus to not bones. Yikes. I have, well, the pig's gonna move here because let me get out of this corner anyway. I have 5 decks, 6 decks. I'm gonna roll 2 shields. No, 5 decks. I used 1 in the lockpicking. 5 decks, so 1 attack there. I'm gonna roll the stolen attack and 1 attack against him. So rolling against the axe thrower. Bones. Whoa. 1 damage. This comes off. Piggy gonna die. Piggy gonna die. Alright, we're gonna roll this against that guy. I do 1 damage. This comes off. I got the blue, which says I can unexhaust any 1 die. So I can unexhaust the attack die or the Delirium. I might as well take that. And I will get a Fortunate Discovery to get myself the Bandolier. I'm going to re-roll this. Or roll that, put that in there so I can roll a 2 attack dice against anything. But really, I very much need to finish this lockpicking because that's going really well for me. So this dude's coming in here. It's rolling a defense die and 3 attack dice because it's 2 plus the 1 because there's another orc on the board. It does 2 damage. Pig is still alive, but it gets a double shield. I think it was 2 damage. It was a 1. I think it was 1. I don't know why that 2 came up. I was pretty sure it was 2 damage. Unless I looked at it wrong. This guy comes down here. We go to round 5. Oh, he rolls a defense die. It's a 2. Oh yeah, their shields are super strong. Lockpicking for the win, please. Spending 1 dex to lockpick. I need a miracle. Oh, I missed it again. Oh wait, no. 2 force plus 1. 3 force. Done. Encounter success achieved as soon as lockpicking is successful. Whew. All right, we're good. That was tense. Yeah, just some really unfortunate rolls there that made that a lot closer than it probably should have been. But we walked out of there with our lives. We finished the lockpick. We got out before these guys could crush us. That callus would have made that really hard. And again, reminder, hey, I need to take Lockjaw, I think, now. Because Stolen Tech was not as important as Lockjaw would have been there. But the good thing is we did get our Fortunate Discovery, so that's locked in place. That'll be helpful. And now we can end the encounter. These guys were not defeated, so they would just go on the bottom of the 5-point Betty stack. I'm not going to lift that whole stack up. I'm just going to put them off to the side. If we go through the whole stack, I'll put them on the bottom. The Stimulant comes back. These come out. Lane 1. Lane 3. Health. We will be healing up to full health. Our jacket exploded, so at least that's taken care of. I'm going to give Boar'd his full health of 3. We're going to get 1. Nope. Yeah, 1 loot. Mixed berries. I can heal myself for 3 in battle or for 5 out of battle. Plump, juicy, nourishing laxative. Why do I want to actually live in battle? The Spirits of Ebon says the medicinal effects are undeniable, but there's a sense of unease in camp every time the bottle's uncorked. Patches journal. Excellent. I am going to reset this to round 1. And we're going to get 1 progress, which I will take over here. I will take the Lockjaw, which is die 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 6 stats. That's correct. Now that is our 8th progress, so technically we could take on Gendrix now. That is not going to happen. We're going to go to day 8 instead. Yeah, I don't see the upside of taking on Gendrix before day 10, to be quite honest. So that's a thing. We need more. I want more stats. I want another health. I want another dex. We'll get the rest of this worked out. So we're gonna go to day 8, right? Because we started with 7 cards plus 2 plus 3, so we started with 12 cards. We've gone through 7, 8 of them. There's 4 left. All right. This is the 8th card, that unwanted affection, which again is at the bottom of the deck, so I'm not including it when I'm rolling. Rolling a d4 or d6. There's 4 cards. We get Daelore Health Share Program. This is new. This is new, not news. This is new. These creatures are all linked, literally. Long cabling runs from a band atop each of their heads, connected to the band on the creature behind it. The poor sap at the back is pulling a cart with what looks like gearloc technology atop a console in which all the cabling feeds. A light on the device blinks green, and the creatures are jolted with electric current. The leader, strong and fierce, suddenly looks barely able to go on, while the runt in charge of the cart now looks refreshed. While the purpose for such a machine eludes me, maybe I can use its effects to my advantage. We can do a battle or a battle. Cut the cable. Battle points is battle queue, so it'd be a 5er and 3 1s. Add 2 1-point baddies, so we'd have a 5er and 5 1s. After the first 4 baddies are placed on the battle mat, you may redistribute their hit points however you like. Each baddie must have at least 1 hit point, or give Cable the green light. Battle points add a 1-point baddie. At the beginning of each of your turns, you must swap the health of any 2 baddies on the player mat. Player's choice. I actually did this encounter before. I will do option 2. I like the flavor of it a whole lot, and we will proceed. So we're going to get a 5er and 3 1s, and we add a 1 point on top. So 5er and 3 1s, add a 1 point on top. All right, my recovery option was to get the full health, and that will be fine. So the 1-point baddie coming into lane 1 is the Tipsy Troll. Recover has a careless 1 if it rolls a bones. That's where this could be really helpful. Make sure he rolls the bones. That recover is going to be a little annoying to deal with, especially when we're only rolling 1 attack die around. Oh, the Bog Lurk must go. That is bad. Although we do have the Spirits of Ebon, the Bogler comes in with 6 health. It has a poison 2 and is ranged and attacks multiple targets. But again, our piggy is immune to poison. The Bog Ribbits also is going to try to poison us. Has Secrete if you attacked it from adjacent. This guy comes over here. And we have the Cobalt Tracker. Cobalt Tracker has Compound and Hardy. Again, Hardy can only lose 1 health in a round. And Compound means it will indeed go nuts. It will start getting more attack dice every round, so it will go nuts the longer the scenario goes on. It was the complete sentence in my head that never actually made it out my mouth. We're going to roll for any. I rolled a 5, so that's been fortunate. This is a 4 for lane 2, a 2 for lane 1, a 3 for lane 3, fitting, and a 6 for lane 4, which is not fitting. It's terrible. All right. And it's the start of each of my turns that I have to swap the health. Yeah, I think I definitely want to get this Boglurk out of here. The Tipsy Troll can get all the health at once. It's the one I hate the least right now. So, I have to put myself on the board. We'll separate myself from him. Excellent. And Dart will just come over here. So the Kobold Tracker is attacking with 1 measly die against the weakest, so it's actually attacking against my friend Boar'd. It does 1 damage. Boar'd loses 1 health. We go to my turn. I'm going to swap the health of the Boglurk and the Bog Ribbit. Nope. Yep, that's probably smart. Now I have 6 dice to play with. I very much... Oh, I can disable those skills. That's interesting. I think I kill the Kobold Tracker. If I do Tetanus, an attack die, 2 defense against the Kobold Tracker, that probably kills it, right? I can do an attack die. Recover is only going to go back to full health, so there's no point in attacking that dingbat. Ooh. I could try to disable, but that only works for 1 round. And I would need to throw an attack die in there. I could bandolier this. Oh, I like that. Yeah, if I do this, bandolier against the Boglurk, so that gives me 2 extra dice that don't cost me dex. And Lockjaw seems pretty extreme. I'll do Deliriant. So this is going to be against the Kobold Tracker. This is going to be against the Boglurk. And bones on my attack dice will make Greggy very sad. So let's see what happens. Excellent. So 1 damage to the Kobold Tracker. The Tetanus is going to land on top of it. I get 1 shield and I get 1 bones. Not a bad roll there. Since I did an attack die with an agent, I do have to exhaust that attack die. I'm going to roll these 4 dice against the Boglurk. Again, 3 attack dice. I would like to do 3 damage. I do 4 damage. The Boglurk is super dead. Thanks for playing, sir. Out. Well, we have another baddie coming in. The battle queue has gotten to that point. And we get a bones here with our Deliriant. These come over here. All right. We now go to the Bog Ribbits. The Bog Ribbits is attacking the weakest gearloc and is trying to poison it, but we're immune to poison, right? So these are some of the reasons you start to see, like, oh, okay, like, that's why 2 health for Dart isn't crazy. It's still a little light, but it's trying to attack Boar'd. It can't poison it because it's immune to poison, so it's just no harm, no foul. And like, I don't know of any rule in Too Many Bones where it's like, oh, they would only try to attack something they could actually do damage to. I mean, that's more like a classifier thing, right? So we're just totally, it just like, it never happened. It tries to attack Boar'd. Board's immune. We're good. Now, if Boar'd was under me, it would poison me. I could assign damage to Boar'd, but I can't assign effects to Boar'd if Boar'd is under me. That's at least my understanding of how that works. If somebody has a different understanding, I would definitely be curious about that. The Tipsy Troll is going to attack Boar'd. It rolls. It does 1 damage to Boar'd. Boar'd is down to 1 health. At the end of the round, this dude comes in. Oh, it's a Boglurk, because we haven't seen enough poison yet today. That sucker will go there. He comes in lane freaking A, lane 2, and he's at the bottom of the inning meter because that's how that works. Round 2, Tetanus triggers. It kills the Kobold Tracker. So that's good. Out. Out. Done. This is exhausted. I have to swap health. I mean, this poison crap is bad. I could try to disable one of them, The Boglurk makes some sense to disable. I'm going to swap the health of the Tipsy Troll and the Boglurk, so they just both stay at 3 health. I don't know why I would want to take out the Bog Ribbit right about now. So, okay, nothing new there. I did not do a backup plan last turn, so I would have just done biding time. I have 6 decks. I'm going to roll Lockjaw, Stimulant. I do want to get that on the Tipsy Troll later. Remember, I only have 2 attack dice. I've already exhausted the attack die. So attack die, 2 shield, and stolen tech. Let's try to get some stuff back. I don't know if it's worth attacking anybody else right now. Probably not. So I'm rolling these 6 dice. This is everything against the Bogpole. Oh, this would have come out. I would have, again, been chasing things anyway. Chasing bones. So he's disabled, so he's not poisoning. Stimulant's going to leave that on there for 2 rounds and not just 1. I can recover 1 attack die and any other die, so I will cover tetanus, and I will cover this attack die. And because I did a stimulant on, I did an agent on him, I do 1 damage to the Bogpole, but then I also have to exhaust this attack die. All right, and then this die is also exhausted. That is my entire turn. I will bide time and do that. All right, this is done. The Bog Ribbit's going to attack Boar'd, does not do anything to it because he's immune to poison, so that's super awesome. The Tipsy Troll is going to attack Boar'd. It rolls a 2, Boar'd is out. This exhausts, I can bring it back when I go into dangerousness. And then this guy's skills are out, and then this ticks down to a 1, and he's still going to be disabled. We go to round 3. I am going to swap the health of the Tipsy Troll and the Bog Ribbit. Definitely going to get poisoned this round. Probably. Definitely, probably. Probably, definitely. I would like to kill the Bog Ribbit. I need to start sitting this field for sure. Bog Ribbit only has 2 health left. I do have the tetanus back, which is nice. Could get a Fortunate Discovery as well. Take the 1 poison. I think the Fortunate Discovery is going to make some sense. I'm going to take these out to re-roll them. I'm rolling an attack die. And tetanus. There, I have 1 more attack die I can roll. I don't want to roll the back of toll, although I could just go dangerous and get all my attack dice back, which isn't crazy. Instead of getting the fortunate discovery, I get Boar'd back. I kind of like that. Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll do this and this. So I have 6 total. That'll be 3. Yeah, I'll be able to kill that dude. This is great. So I'm rolling 3 street dice against the bog pole, these 3 dice against the tipsy troll. I think that will work. So I'm rolling these against the bog pole. 2 damage. Oh, so super dead. And look at that. 4 shield. Bog pole is out. These are exhausted. And it didn't roll an agent against him, right? So this is not exhausted. But the bog pole is done. This comes here. This comes here. Done. And done. We're going to roll these 3 against the tipsy troll. Come on, baby. I bones on the attack die. I still have to apply it, and that's exhausted. And I put another bones in here. But I get the tetanus and this on top of the tipsy troll. I'm going to go dangerous, so I'm going to take this out. All these move over. Boar'd is not on the board, so he's going to come back. We unexhaust his die. He's going to come in with 3 health, and he's going to go underneath me. We flip this whole thing over. Something fell out. I think it was a bones. What fell out? It must have been a bones. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I had 5 bones. I think that's right. So, yeah, this one come out. The other one's moved over. I can't think of what else would have fallen out. I had no more skills here, and all my skills are accounted for here. So this is this should work. All right, I'm going to take this out. We're going to do a rampage. I can move 3 with this one. So 1, 2, 3. We do a true damage to him. And now we're just trying to get rid of as much health as we can. Since I did not end in a spot that corresponds to one of my dice, I'm going to get an attack die back. Right? So that's good. I'm going to take this out, rampage again. We're going to go, and I could only move 3 the first time because that was the deliriant. We go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. I can't do damage to the same thing twice in a row, so we're going to do 1 damage to the orc ribbit. Or the bog ribbit, not the orc ribbit. That's weird. I did not end in a spot that corresponds to a die, or I did, actually. I'm going to get lockjaw back. Super excellent. And then we're going to rampage a 3rd time. I could try to get to 6. I dig that. I'm going to go 1 and 2, so I can just keep forcing that and moving over because I'm rampaging. I landed there. I'm going to get back the stimulant. I do 1 true damage to this. And we're going to go our last rampage. I'm not going to get another die back, so I'm going to unexhaust my attack dice. So I have all 3 of my attack dice back. So 1, 2, we do 1 damage to the bog ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit. All right, that's the end of my turn. We become no longer dangerous. We have used that up for the game, or for the battle. These come down. The bog ribbits are going to go. They're going to apply a poison to me. Now, again, secrete only works if you do an attack. The 1 true damage is not an attack. Yeah, it wasn't an attack. It was just the 1 true damage. So I rampaged over to it. Didn't have time to secrete on me, but it now does poison me for sure. The tipsy troll is going to take 1 damage because of the tetanus. It also is going to add a bones to its roll when it attacks because this thing is on there. So we're going to put a bones right in play. Right there. It's going to move 2, and it's going to attack me with 1 attack die. So the bones does not its attack does not becomes the bones. Now remember, it also has recover. It's not more than full health, so it doesn't. The recovery doesn't work. The bones is just added to its roll. It's worded very poorly on the skill sheet for Dart because it makes it sound like available. I don't know why they should just say from the supply at all times. Every time they use the word available, it should say from the supply. So 1 attack die coming from this dude. He does 1 damage. My shield's going to go down from a 2 to a 1. And then he adds the bones, so he does 1 true damage to itself because of Careless. Did I take the 1 damage away from him because of Tetanus? It was a 6 health. I rampaged twice, got another 4. Tetanus made him down to 3. And now at the end of this turn, I can remove one of the agents. I'm going to remove the Bacobile. The Bacatole, whatever. The Bacatole. It's Italian. The Bacatole. All right, that's done. This goes here. We go to round 4. I'm going to lose a health because of the poison, and it's true damage, so Boar'd cannot take that, but then the poison goes away. I have to swap the health of these two, so we're swapping the 1 health from this dude to the Bog Ribbit. Board's going to move me away because he loves me, and that's going to work out just fine. I'm going to take these 2 dice out, and we're going to roll 1 attack die against that dude, and I'll roll Lockjaw. Why not? I still have all my attack dice left. He's going to die because of the stimulant, because again, I could do the recover 1 and the tetanus in the order of my choosing. Obviously, I'm going to choose the tetanus first. So, all right, Lockjaw goes on him, so he won't poison me this round. I did bones. I get a 2 here, and I'm going to get 1 damage to the ribbit. And then I'm going to use a backup plan just to heal up the full. And that's fine. The ribbit, its skills are done for the round. This comes off. That agent comes off at the end of the round. I do exhaust an attack die because I did attack it with an agent last turn. And then we get here. I can do the tetanus or the recover 1 in any order. Obviously applying the tetanus. This one is done. Woo! All right. We go to round 5. I am rolling an attack die and 2 defense. I'll take this out because why not? Hopefully end this now. Yep, 2 damage. Bog Ribbit's dead. Everything is done for. Dart is not for the faint of heart. There's a lot going on, kids. All right, we got all these skills. Let's get them all back in place. So 2, 13, 9. That's still a 3. Board's going to come back here. I'm at full health, so I'll be able to scout. We have 4. Fortune of Discovery will go back there. We have 8. I'm going to roll. I'm going to get 2 more loot, which is nice. Let me scout before I forget. I rolled a 5. I'm going to see what this sucker is. Oh, you ain't so bad. It's a troll sage, but who cares about thick skin? Not I, said the woolly bear. I don't know why it's a woolly bear, but just go with it. We have the multi-tool. That could be helpful for lockpicks. And then we have the troll brew. Outside of battle, permanently, because that's just 2 terrible loots that I really don't care about. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So troll brew will permanently increase your health stat by 1. At the start of your next battle, reduce your current hit points by 3. But 2 training points. So I think we go Dex. Oops. Dex over health. My max health is going to be 5. Oof. Yeah, we'll go Dex for sure. And then move around isn't going to be as great against Gendrix because he is ranged, so he is not moving anywhere. I have really nothing to reduce attack stat, and that's a problem. Oh, no. I could do Confusatore. I guess if I get Numbcore, Mono's not going to work on a Tyrant. Lockjaw doesn't work on a Tyrant. Numbcore can be really... if I get the Confusatore, I can reduce his attack stat. That's going to be important because he's rolling 3 a pop with range, which is really gross. So I think I take Numbcore and I just won't get move around. And it does feel awesome to keep saying move around like Baba Waters, but I mean, I'm a little tempted to do the troll brew. This is fine. I'm not going to worry about this anymore. I mean, I'm tempted to do the troll brew just because of the extra stat it's going to give me. The attack dice, I don't need an extra attack. I could use an extra defense, especially with 7 decks. Outside of battle, do I do it? But if this isn't a battle, then I'm totally screwed. I do have the mixed berries too, but I'm probably going to want that for the finale. Whatever, we'll do the. I think these are. I mean, I know I have one tyrant encounter. I think these are mostly going to be battles. So whatever. We're going to permanently increase this by 3. Next battle, we reduce health points by 3. And worst case scenario, I have the mixed berries. I don't think it makes sense to try to get 2 cracks at Gendrix. I think we just try to really max some stuff out here, and I'll just try to get this dex up to 2. This defense up to 2, which could be really helpful. So we get health at 5, defense up to 2, plus the Confusator. This could be a pretty important battle coming up. So 3 left. I'm rolling a d6. I roll the middle one, so we do not get the Hall and the Orb, which could have been interesting. Realistically, if we get an Orb out against Gendrix, it's just going to stay out, and we're going to be really not wanting to roll bones again. So it's all connected. Sparks fly as a boulder rips through the power station's walls. The collapse around me, along with the giant metal tower that previously stood atop the structure. A catapult continues to launch a valley of rocks from afar. Someone or something wants this facility destroyed, and they're not stopping. Unfortunately, I now stand atop a stack of debris with falling lightning rods charging everything with 10,000 volts. As the final building in the area crumbles, a short hooded figure makes its escape in the distance. It looks like a gearloc, but there's no time to investigate. I need to deal with my current adversaries. Dun, dun, dun. So battle, caution high voltage, battle Q is baddie points, which is going to be a 5 and 4 ones. When any unit takes damage from attack dice, also deal 1 damage to all units adjacent to the unit taking damage. This is a chain effect that should trigger until there are no more connected units, does not hit any unit twice. Or hazard of severe electrical shock or burn. Battle Q is baddie points. I'm going to be at 1 health going in, so this is a familiar sight for me. Before battle, place a health chip on lane 1 melee position to serve as a malfunctioning generator. This position is unavailable for units. At the start of each round, any units adjacent to the generator are dealt 1 true damage. Whoa. The high voltage could be really awesome with Dart. It takes damage, and it just chains. There's no reason why it wouldn't happen multiple times against the same unit in the same turn. Thick skin is reduced by 1 for the rest of this adventure, so that's a thing. Yeah, we're gonna go option 1. I think this actually should be fairly easy with Dart, but you know, that's the kiss of death. I definitely just jinxed myself. So we get the 9 and the 5 1, the 5 and the 4 ones. And Tyrant Encounter is next. So 5, we come in here. He comes into lane 1. The fact that we're doing multiple attacks with that high voltage, I think, is a really nice combination. So this is why I'm really was kind of dead set on trying option uno. Lane 2 is going to be another thick skin. It's a troll brute. It's going to have an any die of a 1. He comes in with 3 health. Next, and they're right next to each other. So if I hopefully again 2/3 of the time I'm going to be first based on these 2 baddies, and that could be really helpful. The dragon hatchling, woof. He attacks the weakest, so that's actually not terrible. Time there's 1 damage from attack dice. How does that work with engulf? Hey, another rules quagmire brought to you by Ship Theory Games. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I think that should all compound. Oh, and then Stubborn Flea. Oh, he can take the multi-tool. Whatever. That's a great enemy. I don't care about him one stinking bit. So he'll go over here in lane 4. I'm going to put the boar here. I'm assuming that'll be a. I don't. I have some thoughts. I think we'll just have to figure it out as we go. So I'm rolling this. Please roll a 4 or 5. I rolled a 5. Ask and you shall receive. Done. Nothing new in the chat. Everyone is just like, how is this still going on? And like, I know, these are good questions. Good freaking questions. Let's make the magic happen, kids. I'm going to put Boar'd there. Oh, he's attacking the weakest. Never mind. I was just joking. That's unfortunate. I was hoping Boar'd would do engulf and whatever, but yeah, since I only have 1 health, that is not going to work. So I'm getting attacked by this engulf, and it makes me more than a little sad, but that's fine. 1 damage to me. I'm going to give it to Boar'd, and there are no adjacent units, so I cannot take advantage of the engulfness. I'm really trying to hold on to these mixed berries. Yeah. Done. I'm going to choose my 7 decks. Oh, exciting. I'm going to attack with 1 attack die against the Troll Brute. I'm adding Numbcore so it moves 1 less. I'm adding Tetanus. Now I can only put 3 agents on it at a time, and I'm going to add the Stimulant. I have 3 more decks. I'm going to add 2 health. I can move off board. Boar'd cannot move out from under me, though. Just not making good use of engulf. Definitely want my 2 defense. And I'm going to roll 1 attack die against the dragon hatchling. No, 1 attack die against the troll brute, I think makes the most sense. So these are all against the troll sage, and these are against the troll brute. All right, troll sage first. It feels like a lot more than 6 dice. It is only 6 dice. All right, so this attack die has to exhaust. I add another 1 from the supply as a bones. I get a bones on this defense. I get 2 shield on this. I did the tetanus and the -1 to movement. That all goes on top of him, but I did no damage to him just yet. But he at least will have a bit of a harder time getting toward me. Oh, shoot. So the chain doesn't happen because it didn't do any damage as I bones on my attack die. That's not good. Let me do this again. I'm attacking the troll brute now. I did not bones this time, so 1 damage, and then the chain happens, so they all take 1 damage. Again, thick skin is totally ignored. That is probably the best card I could have hoped for today. We now go to the baddie's turn. I'm gonna, as my backup plan, I have to heal. I'm gonna do that and get a health. This guy can only move 1. All this is gonna trigger all at once. So we can only move 1. So he's gonna move there. He's gonna take 1 from tetanus, and that's that. He is gonna roll 1 defense die. And if he rolls a bones, he's gonna inspire someone. He does not roll a bones, he gets 1 shield. At the end of his turn, he has to take a die off. Nope, we're just gonna tick this sucker down 1, which is super nice. This Swampkin Monkey is going to go 1-2. Remember, they're going to go away at the end of the next round, or if they're killed, they're going to do the stubborn thing, and that's also a little bit annoying. And then this Troll Brute is going to try to go 1-2. They're going to roll a die. If they roll a bones, they will do 1 damage themselves. They did roll a bones, careless triggers. They're down to 1 health. Alrighty then, we go to round 2. Still have 4 units on the board. I'm low on health and playing a little dangerously. This should come over here. Let's see what happens. The Dragon Hatchling is going to go. It's attacking me for 1 die. It does 1 damage. I could take it off of board. He's still only moving 1. I'm not. That 2 dice from him is annoying. It's 2 dice from him either way. He's probably not rolling any dice. Oops. That was only a 1. Alright. Board's gonna move over here. I'm gonna spend 1 dex and get off board to move here. Because board is now going to be the target of a bunch of stuff. This dude is attacking the strongest, but he'll attack whoever's adjacent to him. Oh, actually, that's bad. Because the chain would go to me now. That's super not what I want to do. Yeah, that's... That is not what I want to do. 1, 2, 3... I have 4 left. I think that's worth it. I'm going to go 1, 2. He's attacking the strongest. 1, 2, 3. Think that makes the most sense. I have 4 decks left. I'm going to roll... one attack, 1 defense. I already have a 2 in there. I have 1 exhausted die. I mean, I could try to make his... that doesn't matter. Right, if I lockjaw him with an attack die, that's a possibility. Shields are now going to come into effect too, which is annoying. Yeah, we're going to attack the Swampkin Monkey. So I've negated... Oh, that's not going to trigger to the next turn. That's dumb. Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Oh, this got really confusing. I shouldn't have moved at all. Again, it doesn't trigger at the end of the next turn, so it's not like it's an immediate effect. So if I stay where I was, I think that's the smartest thing to do. I don't roll this, so I did not roll Lockjaw. I will roll Delirium instead, because I think that could be useful. So I'm rolling Delirium and that against the Swampkin Monkey. I get this bones. I kill this monkey. It does 1 damage to him, so that shield goes away. And then... Oh, why am I killing the monkey? I'm not even attacking the monkey. The monkey's just going to go away. The monkey's going to go away. I'm not attacking the monkey. I rolled the 1 attack die against... Yeah, I'm not attacking either of these guys. I don't want to kill the monkey. I don't want to deal with stubborn. So this shield just stays. There's no reason to take that attack. I was to get rid of the multi-tool. And that's fine. The monkey will come in, get an attack in anyway. Oof. I have to move. Ah! I think I stay there and I just rampage and get to a place where the monkey can't get to me. Yeah, that would have been fine. So I did 1 attack on the Troll Brute. Troll Brute's dead. Everything chains. This is out. We get another one coming into lane 1 next, or lane 2 next turn. And now with this last attack and this defense, I'll attack the Dragon Hatchling. That makes more sense. And then I'll probably just... Ori comes in. He comes in, I rampage. I kill the halfling. I'm wasting opportunity to get more health, which is fine. He's only... Yeah, this is fine. I'm going to do this. I'm going to attack the hatchling now with this defense die. That's a bones. That's 1 damage. Hatchling's down to 1. And now I'm going to go into dangerous dart mode. He's not going to be able to get to me. He's not going to be able to get to me, then he's going to go away. Yeah, this is better. So I'm going to go into dangerous dart mode. This had to come out. These moved over. There is a crazy puzzle to dangerous dart. I have 2 bones left in my backup plan. I'm going to use this one. This is Delirium, so I can move up to 3. I can move it to 4, actually. I'm going to go 1, 2... where do I want to land? I won't get any dice back, so I'm going to get my attack die back instead. So 1, 2, 3. We'll move the hatchling. I'm adjacent to the hatchling. I do 1 damage. This is not an attack, right? From attack dice. This isn't from attack dice. So let me actually do this. I'm going to do 1 true damage to this clown. The stimulate was still on there, down to 1, and then I'm going to use the other rampage and go up here and displace and kill the dragon hatchling. That's the turn. We got there. All right. Sorry about having to figure all that out. If you didn't follow that, so ultimately what I did was I never attacked the monkey. I just didn't want to deal with it. I attacked this dude, did 1 damage to the hatchling and 1 damage to the troll. Again, thick skin was ignored. And then I attacked the hatchling, got the hatchling down to 1. I had 3 bones in my backup plan. I used 1 to go into dangerous mode, and then I moved here, did 1 true damage here, moved here, and killed the hatchling. Boar'd is only down to 1 health, which is like the only bad thing about that. He didn't die first, and I get to bring him back with 3 health. But that was ultimately a much better turn. Remember, the Swampkin monkey is going to go away, and this guy's already down to 3, and he still has tetanus on him, and he'll have tetanus on him for a couple more turns. So that was absolutely the right play. I did not want to get attacked by the monkey. If I killed the monkey, it has stubborn, it would have attacked me, and there's no need to take that attack. So again, sorry for having to figure that out. This comes here. I'm going to take 1 damage because of tetanus. And then he's going to move here. He's not rolling any dice. And then we're going to take the stimulant off. So again, his movement is super bad, which is super nice. And then the thing with this scenario is I got to make sure when I attack, I'm not adjacent. Remember, adjacency is only orthogonal in Too Many Bones. The Swampkin monkey is going 1, 2. He can't get to me. At the end of round 2, he leaves. He gets put in the defeated baddie stack, and he's going to take he's going to take a loot from me, and I will absolutely give him the multi-tool, because who cares about the multi-tool? Yep, I discarded a loot. Everything is good. We go to the end of round 2. This monkey is now out. Lane 4, this is over here. we go to the end of round 2. We have our last baddie coming in. It is the Bog Ribbits. They want to go in the range position in lane 2. Alrighty then. So Bog Ribbits are back. We could not get enough of those suckers. Didn't we just see you? Wait, hold on a sec. This is Bog Ribbits. This is Bog Ribbits. They just have different art. Oh, how cute. How nice. Woo! Alrighty then. Tetanus is ultimately going to kill this dude, which is absolutely bananas. And that is true damage from tetanus, and it's true damage from... Yeah, it's true damage from the rampage. So yeah, he's going to just be a goner, so I'm not going to worry about him. The board is going to move me 1, 2, and then I'm going to spend the dex to move 1, right? Seems familiar. I have 6 decks left. I'm going to roll Lockjaw and an attack die and a defense die. I still have a 2 defense in there, so I might as well keep that. And I'm going to move Stolen Tech is not useful. Bakatole is not going to be useful, so none of this really matters. So I'm going to roll that, and I won't even bother rolling against this dude because I don't want to have him give him a chance to roll Inspire. So we're going against the Bog Ribbits. And 1 damage, and I have lockjawed it so it will not poison me. There's nothing adjacent to it, so nothing will chain, and I get another shield over here. This is round 3, by the way. This guy can only move 1. He takes 1 damage because of the tetanus at the end of his turn. I don't have a stimulant anymore, so I'm going to take the movement restriction off of him. So that's fine. And the Bog Ribbits, well, they're already disabled. They can't do anything at the end of the round. This goes away. I do have to exhaust an attack die, though, because I put an agent on the Bog Ribbits. We go to round 4. Yeah, tetanus is going to totally kill him. I'm going to roll an attack die, a stolen tech, and I'll re-roll both of these defense because I'm trying to get some. If I get to a fortunate discovery, that'd be pretty nice, although not super important. How about if I get 4 shield? I can reclaim only an attack die, so my attack stats back to full, and I do 1 damage to the Bog Ribbits. The beginning of the troll's turn, he dies because of tetanus. That's now exhausted, so he goes into the defeated baddie stack for the 5ers. That's out. The Bog Ribbits are going to put a poison 1 effect on me. Oh, joy. Poison 1, where are you? You're not poison 1, you're poison 1. That's great. We go to round 5. I take 1 true damage because of the poison 1. Again, I cannot apply that to my friend Boar'd. I'm going to hopefully end this now because we're about to be in fatigue and I don't want to waste those mixed berries. We're attacking the Bog Ribbits. And 1 damage and a bones. Fantastic. Bog Ribbit's dead. That's the end of that battle. Most excellent, kids. All right. What a day. What a day. I mean, I still think we're going to get smushed by Gendrix, but I think it will be a lot closer than I would have told you about, I don't know, 3 hours ago or whenever this joyous journey through Too Many Bones started. This goes here, and this is out. What are we going to get? We're going to get a loot from doing the top thing. What is it? The red minotaur. Ignore a bones when making a training attempt. Single use. Okay, fine. And I have 2 training points. Not the loot of dreams. I was definitely hoping for something a little bit better. I'm going to try to train defense. I do train defense, so this is up to a 3 now. And then I'm going to get the Confuse Atole. And we're going to put this here. I mean, is Dart supposed to be Italian? Is that what's happening here? Like, I'm very confused. Woo! With Boar'd, you could choose a dice face with an A+1. It doesn't have to be 3. You can put it at a 2 and let the dragon attack it. Oh, yeah, good call. Good call. What with Madi saying is I don't have to put it at a 3. So I could have just had I would have had to put it at a 1 to make sure he was the weakest along with me, and that would have been better. And then Steve, I took a damage I didn't need to because I had a shield. Thank you for pointing it out, sir. But oh, you know what I didn't do? And I should have started with 2. So I made that a lot harder on myself. I should have started with 2. Not I never actually gave myself the extra health. So Amadi is saying I could have made Boar'd a 2, I could have been a 2, and everything could have been good. Instead, and that's super flexible. I like the way that's written, and I just forgot obviously in the moment. So I actually have 5 health. Boar'd has 3, or whatever I want to give him, and yeah, so I actually should have had 2 out that whole time. So I definitely made a large part of that last thing a lot harder on myself, which is it's fine. It's fine. I still would really like to get the Bandolier, but I guess it doesn't matter because Gendrix is hardy, so who really cares? But at least we have seen the Bandolier a couple of times today. It is day 10, people, and that's a thing. So we have one option and one option only: to face the big bad lizard. Here we go! Gendrix, the statue of scales. Baddie points. Party of 1 ignores this. Add a 1-point kobold baddie on top of the battle queue. Are you a kobold? No. Are you a kobold? No. Lots of orcs, man. You're a kobold. Hi, kobold. I love you. And then these technically get shuffled back in, I think is the way that goes. And that's fine. Add Gendrix on the top of the battle queue. Okay, so Gendrix already has his 9 health. Make sure I didn't make this harder on myself. Nope, I didn't. Whoa, that looks like a lot of health. Hardy! Anytime Gendrix takes damage, including true damage, total is reduced to 1. So any turn, so it's not any time, any turn. So if he takes 7,000 damage on a turn, guess what? It's 1. Limit! Gendrix target immediately removes a stat die from their gearloc map for the remainder of this battle. If health or defense dice are removed, adjust hit points and active defense to reflect the new max. Tyrant die. Only roll if an orb is not active. So if an orb is active, then we're good. But if an orb is not active, we got some problems. Active dice. Active orb. Place this die and 4 hit points on the baddie lane. Now, had we done the other tyrant encounter as we went, we could have had that down to 3 hit points instead. If that position is occupied, attempting the next position on the same lane, blah, blah, blah. If 4 positions in that lane are filled, orb is not activated. While orb is on battle map, for each bones a gearloc rolls, deal 1 damage to the gearloc. Gendrix comes in as an innie of a 4, so 2/3 of the time I will be higher than him, and hopefully I do not roll the 2, because again, innie die is... I mean, I would much rather say, give me the full battle queue, but, like, give me, gearlocs always have surprise and tyrant battles or something. I mean, it's just, it's a lot. A lot happening, people. All right, Charred Mander. Gendrix fireballs the weakest kobold baddie for 1 damage. That kobold immediately moves adjacent to the closest opposing unit and deals 2 damage. But there's only 1 kobold on the thing, so he's a 6. So he's going to be hardy and compound. And he has 2 health, and he'll go there. Gendrix is ranged. He'll go there. He will attack both me and my piggy pig. And boy, does that make me saddy sad. Woof. All right, the limit only happens if he rolls a bones, and he can only do a backup plan once in a turn. So we could actually have him go against attack Boar'd first. Boar'd is the weakest, so Boar'd would get attacked first. If we are separate, that would make some sense. Hopefully he gets the bones out of his way. He will roll the defense dice along with his first attack. He will not re-roll defense dice, so that could be one way to deal with that nonsense. It doesn't matter where I am, right? So I'm going to go there. Well, he moves 2. If he rolls a Charred Mander, he'll move 2 and try to attack me. So I'll just put good old Board over there. Moment of truth. It's a 5! Yes! It might be my day. I don't know. I'm excited. Who's excited? Steve's excited. Silliness. It's silly. All right. The Kobold Tracker is doing 1 big bad Kobold Trackery attack on Boar'd. Booyah! 1 damage. All right, let's make this happen, kids. I'm excited. I'm feeling like, woo, let's make it happen. I am going to. No one's moving, so I don't care about this. Where's my stimulus die? This should be here. Why are you over there? Come back to where you belong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is correct. Tried to leave me. Oh, so scary. Like, you can add 3 agents with 1 attack. So I'm gonna do. Ooh, I could lockjaw him. I could lockjaw him, so he wouldn't be compound. So then he would have literally no attack. Oh, that's sick. Is that how that works? If you disable compound, is there just literally no attack? Okay. So I'm gonna do lockjaw and 1 attack die against the kobold. I'm gonna do stimulant, confusatore, and the tetanus against my friend Gendrix with another attack die. Oh, oh, Boar'd. Maybe that's stupid. Maybe I roll 3 defense while I get the chance. 3 defense. But I have to knock this dude out. Woof. Tetanus. Oh. Now I'll do 2 defense. Where's Lockjaw? Where did I put Lockjaw? Come back. If I just roll 1 defense, that just seems like a bad. I do have the mixed berries though. Yeah, because Board's probably going to be non-existent. I think this makes some degree of sense. I don't know. I just work here. All right, we're rolling this against the Cobalt Tracker. Bam! So disabled, so I believe it just has no attack next turn, and I do 1 damage, and I get 1 shield. Done. We're rolling all of these against Gendrix. That's gross. My Confused Atole is now a Bones Atole. That's not great. I do the Tetanus though and the Stimulants on there, but I want to get a Confused Atole on there in a bit. I do 1 damage, and that's going to be the most I can do because of Hardy. Steve's excited. I knew it. I exhausted 2 attack dice. And I think we go dangerous next turn after killing a kobold, and that will be enough to get my damage on him next turn. I really want to get Confused Atole back. Woof. Woofity woof. That's number 7, so I would just need to be here, which is probably where I want to be anyway. Okay. We go to Gendrix's turn. Gendrix takes a damage. He's down to 7. He's rolling his Tyrant die. And 3 attack dice against Boar'd first. And his 2 defense die. No bones. 3 damage. Ugh, bones are going to be horrible for me. Boar'd is dead. This die exhausts, technically. And we put a orb in what position on lane 3? I forget. We put Boar'd in the range position on baddie lane range position. So we have 4 dice, 4 health, 1 die, but now he won't have his Tyrant die anymore. That goes away. Now he's rolling 3 dice against me, and note he did not, and I repeat, did not. Oh, woof. He didn't roll a bones against Boar'd, so limit would still apply, so it could make me have an attack stat of 0. Oh, yikes. That would be really bad. That would be bad. All right, no bones. 4 damage. Woof. All right, this is out. 3 damage. And we survived. All right, no limit happening yet. We go to round 2. The kobold goes to attack, it's disabled, end of this turn, this comes off, that exhausts. I'm going to use my mixed berries to get 3 health. There's an orb out, so remember every time I roll the bones, un damageo. It's the technical term. It means damage. This would have ticked down on Gendrix's turn. He's at 7 health left. Yikety yikes. Yeah, I just don't see. The problem is I need bones to recover. And it doesn't matter because every time I roll the bones, I lose a health. Yeah, Gendrix is gonna smush me. I don't think I have a chance. But I have 7 dice, so let's make this happen. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll just roll a bunch of defense. No bones, please. I would like no bones. No bones about it. I do need to get at least 1 bones though, because I need to rampage a little bit. So if I move 1, this is a guaranteed bones. If I move 1 attack and 3 defense there. Get that back. Oh, I can't even limit him. Ah, Kafusa totally is. Oh, that was such a bad roll. I mean, I can, if I rolled a 2, effectively, like, his attack becomes, I mean, any other part of the 2/3 of this die, I reduce his attack from a 3 to a 2, and 1/3 of this, 1/6 of this die, so 1 face, I reduce his attack from a 3 to a 1, and I think that would have been the only chance I had. I can't see how this works now. I only have 1 active attack die. I'm going to roll this. I moved 1. I got to get Boar'd back and keep him under me. And I could, in theory, roll a billion bones. Fortunate Discovery doesn't do anything for me. Numbcore doesn't do anything for me. So Stolen Tech. These are my 6 dice. I'm just attacking the Kobold Tracker. I'm going to have to go into Rampage mode. So 1 bones, 2 bones, 2 damage. 2 defense. Killed this dude. That's not exhausted because I didn't roll an agent. But now it's just mono a mono, or mono a Dragono, or gearloc a Dragono. I don't know. Somewhere in there is the truth of what's happening. Oh, I have the wrong die up. Nope, I had the right die. I had the wrong die. This is out. This is in. I can reclaim 1 attack die, so might as well take that. This is exhausted. And now we have to rampage because 2 shield is not a happy gearloc make. You heard it here first. 2 defense. So this comes out to go into rampage mode. These moved over. I'm going to rampage. We're going to rampage. Boar'd comes back. His die is unexhausted. He comes in with 3 health. We'll put him underneath me. I'm going to unexhaust this rampage, removing 1, 2. And then unexhaust this rampage, removing here. Oh, I should have put them in backwards. I rolled 2 bones, right? Yeah, I could have put them in a different direction. So I do this first. I move 1, 2, 3, 4. I get to number 7. And this is made in the way that no matter how you're facing this mat, if you're in a multiplayer game, like, those are the numbers that matter for you. So I get this back. I do 1 true damage to Gendrix. So he's down to 6. Woof. Stimulant's going to go away. Yeah, it's just not looking good. 1 true damage, and then I can rampage again. Now I'm only moving 2. I can get to 8, which isn't gonna matter. So I'll just move to 2, and I'll just claim another attack die back, because maybe I can start picking away at this orb as an alternative. All right, that's my turn. Tetanus hits Gendrix. Gendrix is down to 5. The problem is all I can do is 2 damage to him, and he's gonna have those shields for the rest of time. There's no way I outlast him. That's unfortunate. This is really hard. 2 targets. Well, Boar'd's now untargetable, so he can only target me. He already has the shields on him, so he's only rolling the 3 attack dice. Oh, I need to get back to normal dart, normal, lovely, ready for the prom dart. Here we go. So he's still rolling 3 dice. He's attacking me because he cannot target Boar'd. So even though he has 2 targets normally he's only going to use 1 of them. He does not bones, and he does roll 5 damage. I'm obviously applying all 5 of that to Boar'd. So the piggy is officially done for the game. No way of getting him back, which is super sad. We go to round 3. In round 3, I have to... This is bad. I mean, this is where like the raider armor would have been nice, because I could turn all the bones into shields, right? So that you just convert them, so there is no bones. This would have been exhausted at the end of that turn. I'm running out of shots to give this dude. You're getting the stimulant back would have been super nice, but the stimulant was still on him. So I can roll these 2 dice, 1 attack die, 1 defense die. Yeah, it doesn't. I can't get enough bones, because it is for each bones. Woof. I will attack the orb as well. So we're attacking the orb. I do 1 damage to it. It's got 3 health left. I'm rolling these 4 dice against Gendrix. 2 bones, 2 damage. Woof. I'm going to negate. I'm going to do a recovery, get a health back. I do no damage to Gendrix. Don't even remove a shield. But I did put this on him, so his attack against me is reduced by 1, and then... Oh, no, I don't even know why I rolled this. I shouldn't have rolled that. That's a dumb die to roll, because it adds a bones to his roll, which means that he would start limiting me. And I don't want to be limited. I do have to exhaust that, though, because it was part of an attack where I used an agent. So that dart is out. Get it? Dart. Tetanus. Boof. Down to 4. He's attacking me only with an attack of 1. I'm going to get it down to 3, and then he's going to stay at 3 forever. I can't not survive until fatigue. That, my friends, is unfortunate. Yeah, I used that die probably a little bit too early. I don't think it matters. This is like a really hard matchup. Oh, he bones with his 1 attack on me, which means, guess what? I have to limit something. I will limit my attack stat. So I only have 2 attack. Who really cares? So I can only roll 1 attack die against him. Anyway, at the end of the turn, something needs to go away. And I will make that something that die. On my turn, my attack stat is a 2. I'm going to actually add the numb core. Nope, the numb core just to get another agent on him. And I'll add the Bakatole, and I'll roll this die, and I'll roll a defense die. Wait, is this 2 damage? Hold on. Is it true damage? Ooh. I actually don't lose the health because I had those shields. So I might have been doing that wrong before. And then I could have added the health. I forget when I rolled those, but again, this is not true damage. So I was reading that wrong. So I'm not sure how long. We just gotta pretend like, I mean, it is what it is. The math is kind of similar. It's like I either lose a health or I lose a shield. I always had the dex, so like it is what it is. Somewhere there's a difference. I'm not smart enough to figure out where, but that is helpful now because if I can if I can roll shields at a pace quicker than I roll damage, at a shields at a quick fix than I roll bones, I actually have a chance. Whoo! Isn't there an orb to deal with, Steve? There it is. Yeah, it's still there. Sorry, my dex is still 7. I'm going to do a 1 attack die against the orb itself. 1 damage, no bones there. And then I'm going to, yeah, I probably used that very prematurely. I should have added all this stuff to it last time. Yeah, killing the orb doesn't even make any sense, though, to be honest. Like, it's just not even worth it. I'm just going to need to survive. Alright, so I'm rolling these 6 dice against... Dude, let's see. I have no defense up. Oh, huge roll. No bones. I get 4 shield. I take this out. And I have to exhaust this die, though, because I did add more agents. So I take this out to do a recovery. So I'm back to full health, which is pretty sick. These dice go away. No, these dice go on him. And again, I'm only putting them on him. Not because... Woof. Yeah, it's going to limit me, but that's fine. I can take away my dex at this point because there's like no point in attacking. Like, for real. Like, I'm just rolling 3 shields and hoping I can outpace how many bones I roll. And if I get a bones, remember I could always turn it into a health with my recovery option. So that's fine. And we put these 2 on him. So, and that's going to allow me to keep the tetanus on him longer. This is going to get added because we have the Bacatole, which is gross. So he's definitely limiting me this turn. He's going to roll 3 attack dice. Oh, I have to apply a damage to him too. So one of his shields would go away. Remember, limit only applies once anyway, so him rolling another shield back was fine. So again, I did that whacked that order. I got so excited about the roll. So I got the 3 shields. I did 1 damage, which his shield came away. I think it was a 1, maybe it was a 2. Sorry about that. I didn't roll any bones to it, and I did a backup plan where I got a health back. He's now attacking me. He adds a bones because Bacatole's on him. It was a Bacatole 1. He's rolling 3 attack dice because he's back to full attack now. So that's why I should have actually added Bacatole last time. I should have added Bacatole last time, and he did limit me. I had the dex. I should have added Bacatole last time, which meant I could have kept this. And then I add another... And then I add another... Oh, but my attack stat's down to 2, so I actually can't attack him anyway. I don't want to attack him anymore, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I added Bacatoy last time. He already limited me. It is what it is, because now I can keep that only 2 attack on me. That's my only chance to win. So I'm retconning a bunch of stuff here, so just bear with me. So now his attack stat is only... Sometimes I do it on the channel, just like, hey, how is this possible? How could this puzzle work? More than anything. So if I had done 2 agents last time, which I absolutely should have. Oh, could I have done 2 agents last time? No, I pulled something off. No, yeah, I did the 1 agent last time, and I pulled that off. I should have done 2 agents last time to get him full to 3, knowing he limits my attack. I don't care about that because I'm not attacking him. I'm just trying to survive. And then this time he's still only rolling once. That was a big roll. Remember, I went up bones and then I rolled a -2. So yeah, this is totally how it should have, what I should have done the first time. So he's rolling 1 attack die on me. He does 1 damage. I'm taking away. Actually, I don't want to risk rolling bones, so I'm just going to roll that over to a 3. He should have taken a damage at the beginning of his turn because of tetanus. Wait, attack, tetanus in round 1. Rampage, tetanus in round 2. Only tetanus in round 3. So he should have 4 health left. He does. So I already took that health away, so that's fine. So at the end of this round, we're taking away the numb core. That makes all the sense in the world. All right. I mean, in theory, it doesn't really matter. If you wanted to say I added the numb core last time and he limited me, and then I added this time, and I added the bones, I can take out the dex, and that probably makes it a little bit more fair. But what I probably would have done, because adding the numb core instead of the limit would have probably been the first choice, especially since he was only rolling 1 die. But it is what it is. All right. So we'll pretend I added the numb core last time instead of the Bacatole. I added the Bacatole this time, like I already rolled it. He had an extra bones. That caused me to limit because it always adds a bone to his roll. But now we're going to be able to get him down to 2. I still don't know if I can survive through fatigue, but we'll see. We go to round 4. I only have 4 decks. I'm not rolling anything like Squadouche. I don't want to roll anything. There's no upside to me rolling anything. My attack stats is 0 because these are both exhausted. All this stuff is exhausted. I can't do anything. I can't rampage. It just is what it is. We're done. We go to his turn. He takes another damage because of tetanus. This goes away at the end of the turn, but he still is only going to roll 1 die this turn. Oh, he's supposed to roll a defense die as well last turn. It's 3 defense. Yeah, I'm not doing any damage to him. He's rolling 1 attack die against me this turn. He does 1 damage. This comes out. End of this turn, this goes away. We go to round 5. We're going to need to survive through 2 rounds of fatigue. I don't think that is realistic. I still have a defense stat of 3. If he limits me again, I'm going to have a defense stat of 1. So again, super rough. I'm rolling 1 defense die. It's a bones. That's gross. I take a damage, which means this comes off. It's totally self-defeating. And the bone just goes there, which gives me a recover option in the next round. His turn, he takes a damage because of the tetanus, which is still on him for now. It's going to go away. I have no more agents I could possibly put on him, and I have no more attack dice to actually use against him. He's rolling 3 attack dice against me. I'm down to 1 shield because I had a really bad turn of events when I rolled that defense die, and it became a Bonesy Bones. Bonesy Bones is an official technical term for awfulness. Bam! He rolls only 2 damage. Wow, that could have been way friggin' worse. He does limit me, however, so my defense stat goes down to 0 because I'm down to 1 thing that has stats on it. Limit's really gross. I take 1 damage. This shield goes away, and then this goes away. We go to fatigue rounds. In fatigue, I lose a health. Gendrix loses a health, so he's down to 1. The tetanus thing goes away, so he will not. If I had another agent to keep it on there 1 more round, that would have been preferable. But again, I maxed out my use of all my agents. Yeah, the problem is I think we're going to simultaneously die here, and that's going to be really gross unless I get very lucky on his roll. The other thing, too, is if he limits me again, I'm down to 2 health, and 2 health alone. I think the upside outweighs the downside. I have to hope I smash on rolling these 3 defense dice. This is going to be the game. All right, not awful. So 2 defense, I put that in first. 3 defense, I roll the bones, I take a damage. The fact that that's not true damage is huge. And then I can use this backup plan to get me back a health. and I have 2 shield. Oh, my defense stat's only a 1. I couldn't roll 3, so I totally cheated. I totally cheated. This is here. My defense stat's a 1, and I rolled that. Which one should I choose? Garbage limiting. I thought there was a chance, kids. All right, so did I cheat? No, I had 3 the whole time until now. So I'm rolling 1 defense die. Please be a 2. It's a 1. Fine, I'm going to actually now take this out and apply this. Does limit happen immediately, or does it happen? You're like immediately when it was a stat die for the remainder of this battle. Woof. Well, hopefully it doesn't limit me. I have 4. Yeah, if he limits me, we lose. If he doesn't, I have a chance. He's attacking me. No tetanus on him. 3 attacks dice. Oh no! Only 1 damage. I block it. He does limit me. I immediately have to go down to 2 health. These all go away. We go to the next fatigue round. I lose a health. He loses a health. We win! Okay, major asterisk, because I really had to reason that one out in the Tyrant battle. But man, I am absolutely accepting that as a win. Send your complaints to Solo Playthroughs, Philadelphia, USA. But woo, that's awesome. All right. Steve, you only have 1 defense die left. Madi says message retracted. I'm assuming he was also pointing out the same fact that I'm a goober and really had to think through that. I think the rest of that, you know, I retconned it. I tried to be as reasonable as possible. I mean, making sure it's like, all right, I would have used this first. The whole thing is keeping agents on him, right? And like when you roll strong, you want to make sure that your strongest agents were on him. So for me, and again, you could add 3 agents to 1 dart. You're limited by, you can't add, I mean, if there's 1 stat on them, you can only roll 2 more agents, right? So I had 1 stat on him. It was just a tetanus. I should have added 2 more agents to keep the tetanus and hope to get this exact result, which is what I got. That stays on. This comes off. The next turn, I roll back a pole. It's terrible because it's going to limit me, but it keeps everything else active, and that's all I wanted. I keep everything else active, realizing so the only thing that I couldn't retcon, I couldn't figure out was I was applying this as true damage instead of just damage, which I actually think that didn't lead me to use this early because I got smashed. I got smashed by Gendrix in that first round, so I had to use that mixed berries for that reason, for sure. Having initiative is obviously a huge benefit. If I rolled a 2 on this battle, it would have been smushity smushed. No chance whatsoever. But rolling the 5 was really big. Again, 4 would have done just the same. You could always, if there's a tie involving a gearloc, you get to decide what you want to do. But ultimately, Rampage did 1 damage. Tetanus was on there for 5 rounds. That's 5 damage. Fatigue did 2 more damage. And then our first attack was the last damage, right? So it was 5 from tetanus, +1, +2, +1. +1. If anyone's watched Clue, that's every time I do math like that, it always triggers that for me. I know I'm a weird dude. You're used to it by now. So yeah, like that is absolutely the only way I think that works out. We got lucky where some of Kendrick's rolls were pretty weak. The fact that he only did 1 damage to me that last round, even if he limited me, I mean, there were other rolls that would have been fine. If he did 3 damage but doesn't limit me, I'm still good, right? Because I have the shield. I lose 2, I'm fine. It was just a matter of the math coming right down to that very edge with the last possible health, trying to kill that orb as dart. I mean, just there's no chance. I mean, you're not going to be able to do enough damage. And I basically limited myself. I mean, I limited myself to 0 attack dice because it just didn't matter, right? Everything was set. I just had to play out the string and hope that the math with my defense dice outpaced the number of bones I was rolling. And then, of course, I had that really nice roll, and I was like, oh, wait, I can only roll 1 defense die now. So Steve says that counts. Woof. I mean, a tie isn't a loss. I didn't tie. What are you talking about? I was alive, dude. I have 1 health left. I had 1 health. Don't mess with me, Mike Owens. John Olderson, I literally just joined to hear I win. How was Dart? I've been really on the fence about picking her up. The battle looks like it would break my brain. Yeah, like Dart should be a 4. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I don't understand why they have this as a 3. This is by far the most complicated gearloc that I've tackled. There's a lot to it, and there's a lot to the pacing of it, right? Because like normally when you put an effect die in the baddie, it's effective immediately. But darts has this like delay where you're like you put it on the baddie, but it actually doesn't trigger till their next turn. And then it lasts like some are like last till the next turn or whatever. So you have to like figure out all the things. I do like how Dart forces you into a skill build because you can't do much with stats. You're just limited to 3 at every turn. Um, and I really like Rejuvium. I think would be really strong in a multiplayer game that you can potentially make the whoever gets it avoid. And it's not an agent, so it doesn't do damage to them. Like there's no chance of that, but you can actually heal them. Actually, because this only might be able to work on a companion. Yeah, this can really only work on a companion. So like your companion, like his Boar'd companion could be Gilly. This doesn't work on like an ally. It doesn't work on another gearloc, but it could be really strong with like Gilly and stuff like that. But trying to keep Boar'd around isn't always the greatest thing because like, dude, Boar'd dies. You bring him back when you do dangerous darts. Um, yeah, darts cool, man. It's a very very cool puzzle. I would not recommend Dart for anyone as like their second or third. I mean, if when you have like 5 gearlocks that you've learned, try Dart. Is kind of where I'm at with Dart. I know the lab route's supposed to be really complicated. I know Stanza. I had a hard time with Stanza when I was learning her, but like Stanza still like is an easier puzzle to grasp than Dart was for me. And even now, like, you saw me in that time battle, like really struggling through like to try to reason through it. And I hope that's informative. Like, I don't know. I could see it either being really annoying or really informative. So, um, for me, like I try to do these live streams the way I would kind of play on my own, where I'm still trying to like keep the integrity of the game, but also if I see a more obvious play, man, I just invested 2.5 hours into this game. Like, I'm not gonna want to be like, oh, well, that was the decision I made, right? Like that's we all have to do what you think is fun, and it's like, oh, wait, no, I saw that, I should have done this. I got no new information that would have made me realize I should have done it. Like I just knew I should have done it. Like that's the obvious play. I had the decks. It was definitely the time to try to keep that tetanus on Gendrix because it came very clear very quick. I wasn't doing any more damage to Gendrix. Just wasn't happening for sure. I definitely only had 1 going into the fatigue round. Congrats on the win. Monty says, nice game. It was really cool. I think I pick it up as my next gearloc. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a very cool gearloc. I mean, it's gonna at some point I'm gonna do a top gearlocs ranking, and Dart has quickly shot into my top tier gearlocs. It's just a very very cool. Um, it's a very cool puzzle. I really like the flavor of what it does. Um, Again, there's that word flavor. That's like the word of the day. It doesn't recommend like this is like the first time in my experience as a Too Many Bones player that I take their starter strat build and I just for the most part ignore it. Like I came around to get health, but for me, like they're like, hey, you should try to get health and then do an attack. I'm like, no, man, I need bones. I need bones hardcore, and I need to get to my 8+1 because I want Boar'd to always be at level 3. So for me, like my strat is always gonna be, and especially I'm playing on legendary, right? If you're giving yourself some extra stuff early, like I get it, that's cool. Like it's a great way to play. I don't mind it. But if I need my 8+1, man, and then also like the bones. So for me, I want a second defense die. Defense die will keep me alive because again, it's almost as good as getting health. But if I don't get the health, I get the bones, and if I get a bones, I can go to rampaging, which can give me Boar'd back if Boar'd already died, right? So for me, like I really want bones, 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 bones. The reason I had a chance in this game, I rolled a ton of bones in those first two battles, and that gave me a huge heads up on the rest of this. The loot wasn't great. Um, I never used the Spirits of Ebon. We had some very interesting battles for sure, like all the way through. Like I definitely made the one a little bit harder on myself. What are you? Thank you, Lee. I was like, why is it darker? Oh, that's why. It's great. Oh, it's funny, dude. Woo! I'm jazzed. I was like, this was like what the probably among the times I was pretty sure that there was not a chance I was winning this coming in. So to pull out even like a win with an asterisk, give it to me. Gendrick is done. Done, done, done. We're gonna move on. I don't know. I'll randomize it. I'll do it on TV. I'll do it now just so y'all can join in on the pleasure. The next tyrant will be, I got the Splice and Dice tyrants in here. We got Undertow. I don't remember who I tried against, who I was trying to go against when I was Gasket. Oh, Nom, my favorite. Okay, we'll figure out. It's better True Solo. That's fine. So we'll go against Nom again. I like Nom True Solo. I do not like him competitive. I like Nom enough True Solo. Again, the one downside is you have a very short period of time where you can't really build up as much as I would like. So I'll take a look at my gearlocs. Maybe I'll go with Gilly then, because whatever. From what I understand, Gilly doesn't need to have much time to build up, and I find him the least interesting. So that could be a good matchup. We'll just get Gilly done, and we'll go up against Nom and call that a day for sure. Mike Owens says Dart does look super cool. I'm forcing myself to do more skill build because when I play, because I find myself just bumping stats on the first few because it felt easier. It is, dude. I wish there was a rule like you had to do 1-to-1. I adopt that. I don't consider that. Like again, I've been pretty outspoken. I don't like when I feel like I'm designing a game, but for me, like I really want to force myself into those skill trees and find the power there. But the game is optimal builds are often very stat heavy. The more baddies you get, I will say there are times where that can really screw you. But then you have baddies like Callus, which only lose health with attack dice, right? So like, but there are a lot of baddies that, I mean, again, break. There are a lot of baddies that are going to require to do damage with them. Like, what is it? What's the big untargetable can be a thing. There's the one. It's not break. Elusive? Dodge. Oh yeah, dodge. Just the unit cannot be used for the attack dice. You see a lot of dodge and undertow. So you kind of learn get some key skills out there for sure. Madi says I agree with difficulty. If Tink or Tantrum are 4, this should definitely be a 4 as well. Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. Just watching some shock darters in a 4. It's great. Like one of my patrons, I just found that George A was actually really involved in designing Dart, and I wonder if it's one of those things like when you're so close to it, it just feels like more intuitive and easy, and then you just forget like, you know, dude, like no, this is really really complicated. This is a far cry. Like I don't care how experienced you are with Too Many Bones, like you're not gonna pick up Dart and be like, oh, I'm great. I mean, I got smashed my first few builds, and a lot of it I was trying the beginner strat build, and then once I was like, no, how can I get bones? How can I get them quickly? And then once I started doing a defense die and deliriant as my first two stats, like I really found that she just really opened up for me in a way that was super cool. So this was cool. This was a really fun playthrough. Glad to get it on. I know my Gasket playthrough left a little bit to be desired for me. So I think Gasket is definitely one gearloc I would be very reluctant to play True Solo again. The rest I like True Solo. I like again I prefer almost all of them 2 players, but Gasket True Solo is just not a very fun experience. But you know, it's not terrible. It's still too many bones. But and a good again, one of the things I really think made this playthrough is like I thought, you know, the encounters were very cool. Like these were like cool encounters. We didn't get anything that I thought was just like, I don't know, like an utter waste of time, like flick this die crap. Like that's just not what I like. And that's one of the things I was disappointed to see that some of that really crept into Elder Scrolls. It's like we're playing this supposedly high level strategy game, and literally an entire counter comes down to whether or not I can flick a die onto a mat. Like I don't know, that stuff just never really hits for me. Um, so you know, it is what it is. But you know, we had that one encounter, which what was our one encounter? There's one encounter that oh yeah, this one I thought was cool. Like this jacket thing. Like I love that. I mean it's gross. Like I blew myself up for 3 hit points, but I love the flavor of that. I love what it adds to the adventure, and I love that it's actually a real choice. Because if you're getting close to the timer battle, it's like I might not have another battle. Maybe I don't take that jacket, right? I think that's a cool, like some really interesting flavor, and it does manage to shorten the play experience while still giving you something that's really interesting that affects your next battle. Me flicking a die is not interesting. A jacket that might explode. I mean, I find that interesting. I just think from a design standpoint, I would love more of this and less of slide this between two things. And you know, when I'm reading when I have to read 10 minutes of instructions for like a thing that literally takes 3 seconds to do when I finally do it, like that never works for me. And that's I think one of the things about dangerous darts that will never work for me, and just other absurdities. This woof, this is the end. I mean, this might have been the most lucky encounter, the luckiest encounter of the day. That day one, being able to ignore thick skin for the entire battle. I have never chosen that option before, and now I don't think I will. I mean, it depends on who, like, what the baddies are, you know, that are in the game. But like, wow, like what a game changer that was! And right off the bat, that first encounter, I had 2 trolls that had thick skin. Like, what a sick encounter that was to get, and really help set the tone for how this was going down. Um, if you were playing the campaign, you would have gotten Gendrix's staff. Treated as a skill die during battle. Instantly defeat any 20-point or less scales. Woof. Discard upon use or deal number of damage back to any baddie that you just attacked you so long as you were not KO'd. That's crazy. Yes, I need to explore. I think once I get through all the true solo stuff, like, and I might actually not do Nom. I might actually I don't know if that's enough days to really show off a gearloc, so we'll see. And didn't I play Nom recently? I don't know. I got to go back. I might not do Nom, so I'll have a reason for whatever I do next time. I really need to explore. I think once I get through all the gearlocs once, I'll do like an Age of Tyranny campaign. I still want to do the Build a Tyrant stuff. Like I have not explored that part of Splice and Dice yet at all, or the you know, Nobulus's apprentice program. I haven't done much with that, so there are definitely things I need to do more of with Splice and Dice. But I just really wanted to get all these gearlocs on. So I think left we have Tink, we have Lab Rats, we have Gilly. Um, who else did I pick up? This is the third. I think I got 6 new ones, so we're probably coming around to the end, right? We got Boomer, Duster, Gasket, Gilly. Yeah, Gilly, Lab Rats. I did Nugget, Patches, Picket, Stanza, and Tantrum. Yeah, so it's just Tink. Tink's down here. Yeah, so it's just Tink, Lab Rats, and Gilly. That's all I have left. So excited to get those all on. Because what is there? 6. What are there, 12 gearlocks total? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then they're adding how many more with Unbreakable? That's crazy. Cool. This was fun. Great game. I gotta get early. Good night, or whatever it is where you are. Good night to you, Madi. Thank you for joining me as always and being the rules hawk that you are. You are a legend, sir. A legend. I'm always impressed with people that are amazing with rules, because I consider myself good with rules. Definitely not amazing. And having like Madi around who just always sees things, like Dursu in my Maze Knight playthrough, Sajid always sees things. Steve's pretty good, except when he's trying to do broken things in our games nights, and I'm like, Steve, that has to be broken. Something, you're doing something. Either that, or he's like, except when we were playing Forgotten Circles and we were going through the what that expansion campaign for Gloomhaven, and it was like he was never cheating because his character was just that broken. But I digress. It is time for me to go. This was real fun. This was real. It's been real. I don't know. I'm delirious. We'll be back tomorrow with the playthrough of Warp's Edge. So excited to get that back on the table. And Friday we have a 2-player Spirit Island coming up. I have heard from Greater Than Games. Apparently they are sending me Horizons, so I will have my own copy of that. I'm sure Steve is happy to hear that because then he will get his copy back sooner than we feared. And that is fine. But yeah, man, this has been cool. Thank you for a pretty boisterous chat, especially the first half. I know these playthroughs are long. They really do. A really good chat just makes it always so much better. I mean, I love playing games, right? I'm a solo gamer, or you all, but it's just been really nice, and I just learned so much from y'all. So I appreciate that a lot. So that's it. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.